Hello and greetings to the Robin Show. I don't know where she went. There. Oh, scary.
So far, so good. Keep
So anyway, as our special guest, we are going to have Robin. I've got her kind of tied up in the basement right now, but I told her she couldn't leave till she was done finished feeding the gimps. I know I'm a strict person, but what are you going to do? She is my baby birdie Robin, and she allows me to do that to her occasionally because I got the best treats when she's a good girl. So without any further ado, Robin, you can come out now.
all right. Hey, six. Um, okay. I had to take a quick shower
Oh,
because,
you saw that Shanny?
yeah. Well, I was
Mm.
feeding the gimps and shit.
Yeah, they get a little sloppy.
Hmm.
We can't let them have cutlery because so the food just yeah, I get it.
Yeah, eating with and they don't smell really good.
Darn it, more Febreze. This stream brought to you by the great makers of Febreze. It's not just for fabrics anymore. It's GIMP friendly.
Gimp, gimp friendly. You can even use it on your floppy whopper.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So, man, okay. Have you been keeping up with Foodie Beauty?
No, I think one foodie beauty is enough, and mine is Shanny. I really can't.
Well, I think that's a misnomer. I think Shanny is foodie ugly
Well, I'm
or ugly fugly.
I'm
But
not here to try to be that mean yet.
yeah, well, we'll give ourselves time. We'll do
Ye-
a slow build up
Yeah.
to the mean shit. Oh, okay. So
Oh,
since you don't really keep up with foodie beauty, I've
yeah.
asked this question a whole bunch of times and nobody's really given me a definitive answer. What is beesing?
I think it's just a form of like being, but with a little naughtiness to it.
Yeah.
Like,
And then
you
her
know,
beezers, beezing, beezer. Did she invent that word? Because I'd never heard it before, a foodie beauty.
I think Nicki Minaj actually invented it. Bees in the Trap.
Bees in the trap.
It's a song. I'm not sure if that's the name of the song, but I've heard when the song, I've got bees in the trap. Bees in the trap. I think I'm pretty confident it's Nicki Minaj. And
Okay.
I bet you if you just Googled bees in the trap, Nicki Minaj, you'd probably get
It,
something close to a song.
like Beeze, spelled like that?
I think it's just plain old bees, like the
L-
plural bees.
like
It's
a
been so
real bees.
long. Yeah, it's been so long since I've heard the song, but as soon as I hear the word bees, I think automatically of Nicki Minaj and that song.
Okay. Okay.
But
Well, I'm not.
I could be way off there.
Hey, you can't tell by me. I believe you. Sounds okay to me. But
You
foodie
got to get.
beauty, huh?
Can I sneak? I don't know if I can do this. Can I sneak Mudbrooker your link, or
You
do
don't
you
have
got
to
the?
sneak. Wait. You can.
Slap
I
it
think.
in
Okay,
the
slap it
chat.
in the chat. Okay, so
Yeah,
are
see
we
if Mud's
announcing
in
the
there.
6 mud? Okay, John, you are not privy to that sort of information.
Oh
You,
no, if we do it, you know, it's a lone wolf agreement here. We're going to sort of do an unofficial elopement because, you know, living in sin is so much nicer than,
oh, I know it's
marriage.
controversial and fun and it makes you feel
Yeah, once you're
edgy.
married, then it's a job.
Yeah, once you're married, they don't deep kiss you anymore. They say things like, "Oh no, I'm not going to French kiss you. We are married."
Yeah, see, when you're married, it's a job. So if you're not married, you've got to do an investment. You know,
Huh.
it's an investment. You invest on the person. And you're a little less willing to lose that investment. Once you get married, then it's sort of maintenance. It's a job, and maintenance is sort of like work.
Yeah,
So if
yeah,
you,
you punch the time clock and you're out. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I'm talking way out of my anus here, so
Yeah.
But I'm glad Mud is here because I was trying to ask for help because I have obtained Vaughn's Matchbox collection.
What?
I have connections in the Ohio group. I've got cousins that have many farms east of Columbus, and you know what's east of Columbus? The Kentucky state line.
Kentucky,
And so,
Kentucky.
I've went and got did a deal with Drags um, Shit Ninjas, and they have I have obtained what they say is the one and only Stinky Matchbox collection.
Are you pulling our legs?
I am pulling your legs.
Oh, I was beginning to get all excited.
I do have a Matchbox collection. I was going to flaunt it and put it on cam and say, "Oh, yeah, this is it," and pull out a whole line. But that is so bloody boring. I just couldn't bring myself to take and bring all these Matchbox and say this one is Stinky's favorite, yada yada, and give it a sniff and pass out. I didn't think I had the energy to do the whole production of how I had it. But I've got a I don't know, like a briefcase size with little compartment doors for each
Oh,
little
those
Matchbox
like a
to
Yeah.
slide
open
in
it up
there.
and it's a display. I think you should take a different approach. I think you
Yeah.
should go, Neener, Vaughn, look at my collection.
Oh,
You
I
Yeah.
was
do
just going to
that.
But
claim it's his.
did you build drag suits for your cars out of women's underwear?
Oh,
No,
Yeah.
I
Well,
didn't know that's a thing.
Vaughn was working on that. I don't know if he ever perfected it, but yeah, he was going to make some nice silk parachutes for him out of cut up women's underwear. But I think he may have been permanently banned from the lingerie department down to the Walmart.
well,
I'm
he
an
kept
ex
trying
Victoria's
things
Secret
on.
employee.
No. A secret shopper.
No, I'm an ex Victoria's Secret employee. I could probably do that quite easily.
Hey,
Yeah.
oh, you have experience.
Oh yeah, get my and see if any of my buddies still work there. And, hey, just hit the customer returns section, and maybe when the shoots it deploy, there'll be a little puff of panty crust that goes out with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where I'm going with this either.
Oh God. Um. Okay. So there was something I wanted to. Okay. Oh, I gotta ask. Okay, Mud, you don't have a cat, do you?
I have some feral cats that live outside.
Feral cats. Six. Do you have a cat?
No, I do not. I have
No.
a
Okay.
little finch.
A little finch, a little
Yeah,
tiny finch in a
a little
little
yellow birdie.
bamboo cage.
Oh, he's just in a little, what do you call it? The little black wire cage. I used to have a whole aviary, and he's the last Mohican. I kind of told you about it. He was really depressed. His little buddy died, and I actually Googled his song. He's a green finch, a green singer finch. They're kind
Oh,
of, I think, from the Madagascar kind of area-ish. And I went and Googled his song, and like, I don't know, 2 hours long of just his breed singing. And I call it
yeah.
Sparky. I call him Sparky because he's yellowish, and
Uh,
and I call it Sparky Sing Along. And I just pop
Oh,
it on, and he just sings right along with it and has a great old time.
oh, that's so darling.
But yeah,
No,
cats are probably not on the menu for now. That, and I have some big,
for now.
yeah.
Oh, an update. Six. What's happening with that hole in your basement wall? Did
Oh,
that ever get resolved?
it's funny you should mention that. Yeah, I am contracted. I'm supposed to have a date with an individual to address my hole. That sounds so dirty. Yeah, I mean, even talking to, because he's
Everybody's hole
ornery.
should be addressed.
He's the one that I was trying to tell you used to be the drummer for the
Yeah, yeah.
oh well, gosh, what is the name? I've got it written down.
Hamilton, Joe
Hamilton,
Franken.
Joe Franken Reynolds. Yes,
Yeah. Don't pull
and
your love out
love
on
out
me,
on me,
honey.
baby. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one. And he used to drum for them, and I found that out, but he's going to help me out with that. He said he'd hook me up for free,
Hey.
but
Nice.
he needed to borrow some electric on a power sander for the bridge outside our front door. There's a little like wood plank bridge that goes across this gully,
Yeah.
and it's really uneven and splintering. And he said he needs his power sander, and he would pay us $20 to use a
Hey.
few hours of our electric. And I thought, no, we're just going to do a swap. You address my hole for free, and you can use some juice to fix it. You don't have to pay me to use the electric for his power tool to fix that bridge.
I
But
think
yeah,
that's a nice arrangement.
he's a really cool. He used to be also a corrections officer, so we both got really warped humors. We get along quite well.
Oh, how is he nice looking?
He's okay. He's not as pretty as Mud, though.
Yeah. You know,
Oh, well,
when you're getting
that's
your
our
whole
standard.
when, when you're getting your whole serviced for free, you can't
Mhm.
be too picky on appearances.
Oh well, yeah.
I know a brown paper bag takes care of a lot of
Uh,
sins. Covers up a lot of.
well,
He
yeah,
is the ladies' man, though. Every time I see him, he is talking with one of the other ladies in the condo. So I don't worry about him much. He'll be just fine.
yeah. Besides, you ain't looking at the mantle when you're poking the fire.
Yep, something like that.
Nicely. Oh, can I take that? I want to have that laminated for my wallet. I
I
want
Yeah.
to
can go
always
in and
remember what
burn
you
that
just
in
said.
wood.
Yeah.
I better write that down. I kind of like that. You don't
Quick.
hold on.
Yeah. See.
I'm
Okay.
going to burn it in wood. I got a wood burning kit for my baby brother. I've been wanting something
I
weird.
think I still have my wood burning thing. And also like an engraver, all that shit. Ooh, boy. Ooh, let's have a power tool contest. Who has the most power tools? I win. Okay, but really quickly, Raccoon Man 60
Yeah,
says,
but miracle aids don't count.
I got a power washer.
you can't
Huh?
make up your own rules, Mud.
I got to make sure I write it down. I have it down. I'm going to read it back to you, Mud, because I'm serious. I'm going to hang it over the fireplace. You don't look at the mantle when you are poking the fire. Is that what you said, Mud?
Yeah, pretty
And
much.
can I even put the little quote, Mudbrooker said that, or is that from somebody
Yes.
else?
Yeah. Yeah. Give him
I,
credit. He has to have credit. It came out of
yeah, I don't know where I picked it up. I'm sure.
Harry
Okay,
Faith.
well, it is now your official quote because because I said so. So
Yeah.
I'm going to
Circle
put
C Mudbrooker.
the Mudbrooker.
Yeah. Cool.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to wood burn that on a plaque.
You have to do a show and tell when you do that.
Maybe I'll do a live. I'm still trying to figure out the YouTube live thing on my own. It's not working too well.
Oh, well, if it just boy, StreamYards, if I can do it, anybody can do StreamYards.
See, I didn't use StreamYards. I used Manicam, and boy, was it a nightmare.
Okay, this makes it real easy. It's for dummies. You can get on StreamYards and like have a broadcast in 5 minutes.
Can I use their free sample StreamYards, or do I have to
Yeah.
buy?
I
No. can?
You can use the free. You're limited to I think 3 panel members or something like that. Who cares? But yeah, you can. That's how I got started. I did the free thing, and yeah, it's really user friendly. They love struggling folks.
Well, if it works well, I'll buy it. But
Yeah,
if I'm like, meh, this ain't for me, then you're stuck.
Yeah, the free StreamYards you can have up to 6 people at a time.
Oh, is it up to 6?
And I think you get like 10 hours a month.
Ooh, you got
Yeah. So for 25, you get what 9 panelists if you want, and then you get
you can
more
have
hours a month.
You can have 10, and I think it's unlimited hours, or
Yeah. So
nearly unlimited. Yeah.
All depends on what you work into, but that free version is good enough, man. Yeah, it's real easy, real fast. Oh, okay, so Raccoon Man over in the chat has 3 cats and no longer have a life. Okay, Raccoon Man, this question is for you. Okay, I've had a cat or 2 over my lifetime, and there's catnip. Okay, catnip. There are very few cats that don't like it, but it gets them high. Is it possible to overdose a cat on catnip?
Good question.
I've never seen that addressed before, but I know they get all cute. They toss these little mice around and they roll around and they.
Did you Google it?
No,
I'm going to real quick.
Well,
Maybe
if you put them in a paper bag with half a pound of catnip.
And don't let them out.
Yeah, don't let them out for a couple hours. Maybe then, but as far as I know, I wouldn't think so.
Yeah, that could induce feline psychosis. Perhaps.
Humane Society. It may take as long as 2 hours for him to reset and become susceptible to catnip again.
Oh.
I don't know.
Huh. So if you just so after they're finished playing with the catnip mouse, are you supposed to pick it up and put it away or what?
Apparently.
I guess you do give them 10-minute sessions.
I didn't know there were rules. I've just huh.
Yeah,
They say when eaten, catnip tends to mellow you out, but if they sniff it, they get happy and crazy. But if they eat it, it mellows them out.
Huh, what would that do to
And
us? What if we ate it?
I don't know. I think it's just a mint.
Yeah,
Isn't
it
it?
is a mint. Yeah, it's cat mint. Yeah. But does a little something to their
Well, I don't
something.
see a lot of things saying
I
my
don't know.
cat died from it when I Googled it, so that's always a relief.
Or my cat is a junkie. I've never seen that.
Well, I used to have a cat that was a stoner,
Yeah.
and yeah, every time I'd light up a bowl, she'd be right there, face her nose right in my face. You gonna give me some? Come on, give me a contact. Pull a little that my way. And I think she got to recognize I think I'll light up a bowl look on my face, because as soon as I even thought about it, she'd be right there. Hey, come on, you gonna light that?
And then would she take a nap or what?
She just kind of wander around, be all happy and relaxed.
Huh,
Well, it looks like Joker 37 has more questions about your power tools.
power tools code for something. Well, it all depends on what organization you're a member of.
Well,
Power.
she is trying to find that book, Housewife's Guide to Autoerotic Devices in the Home.
Um,
And their versatility. Yeah.
Well.
So there is Makita tools. You're familiar with Makita, right, Mud?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
am too.
You are too. Okay. We're all of the same power tool level here. There is something called the Makita power tool. That's all it's called. Makita power tool. Very powerful. Okay. I think I'm going to be bringing one home because my boss is about to give it to me. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll sell it. But what's it for? Does it? I know you can like dial it up to really, or you can do it. So, are there like attachments for? What is it for?
It depends on what it looks like. Really, does it look like a drill, or does it sort of look like a really big, like Zacto blade thingy? Because some of them do. You can hook
looks like a drill. It has like a handly thing on it.
Yeah.
Some are hired for them little saws. I bet it's just like a power drill. I bet you anything you could do with a power drill, you could do with that Makita. Because I know they have the little saws, and the saws are very nice too.
Yeah, I think they're more like a Dremel tool.
Could be, yeah.
Only uber mega Dremel. Because my drill, because I have a whole Dremel. I have the array.
Or like you said, it could be more like an oscillating tool where it has the oscillating saw blades and sander heads and shit for it too. I've seen a lot of Makitas, but one they call just the power tool.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm a little foggy because I've got a couple of little Makitas, a little sander and a little like power saw kind of hand saw type dealy.
Okay. So
they're very nice.
Okay, what I know of this power tool that I might be bringing home is that my boss used it for the percussive property of it. Like on next to people's spines or on a muscle bundle or so. So there was a percussive. Maybe it has different settings.
Well, percussive is when you beat. You're beating like a drum.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it might be more like an oscillating tool then.
Yeah. I'll have to check it out because it's going to be mine, I think. When I bring it home, I'll report.
Did Makita finally branch out into women pleasuring devices? Because the way you're saying percussive, I'm getting these weird mental images. God help me.
Have you ever
go to church more?
Have you ever seen a movie called Super Sucker?
No.
It's got Jeff Bridges in it. He somehow gets tied up with this failing vacuum cleaner company.
Super Sucker.
And it turns out that one of the attachments for the vacuum cleaner has, since the 60s, been an improvised marital aid. And he starts
Huh.
selling these vacuums, and it starts catching on. And, of course, the Blue Nose Anti-Lust Squadron jumps in on it and causes problems. It's kind of a cute little movie.
Is it an older one? Because I could have swore I seen it at the drive-ins.
It's not that old.
Oh, then no.
Probably mid 90s, maybe
Huh.
up to 2000.
I
This would have
remember
been the
back in
40s.
the late 70s, when I was just very, very first hanging out with gay people, my friend Freddie, who was a hairdresser, talked about the AccuJack. Anybody remember the AccuJack? No.
No.
That's no.
From the 70s. It was a male. They said it was like a male enhancement tool, but what it did was it got you off, from what I understand.
Oh, sort of
AccuJack.
like a fancy penis pump, but better.
Yeah, AccuJack. Yes,
Okay.
and I think it was manual though. I don't think it had an electrical a line cord to it. Somebody Googled that AccuJack. It was like popular with all the gay
Sure, I'll do it.
Javieros. All right.
ACCU. I'm gonna go JACK.
Yeah,
Um,
AccuJack.
Pick what the freak is an AccuJack. Prince.org. Wonder if I get
And from what I
images.
understand, it looks like a giant syringe, only with a pumper thingy on the end, and
Oh, yeah, I see it.
you found it?
Oh, no, I've never seen that before, but I've seen a picture of it. Yeah, it does. It looks like a little slimmed down power drill with a little stick sticking out the end where the drill bit should be. And I was thinking something you inserted your penis in, and instead this
Well,
looks like you insert
Well,
this in your penis.
No.
And no,
it's-
you're still on the Makita site.
Yeah. No,
I wonder
I
if you
googled
could.
it. I googled it too. It turns out that it's spelled JAC. Trade name for a masturbation device for men consisting of
Bingo.
an electrically operated variable speed sucking pump connected to a sleeve that fits over the penis. It comes with a buddy attachment, allowing two men to use it simultaneously.
Oh,
A-
baby.
AccuJack 2, in addition to having sleeves, is equipped with dildos for vaginal or anal stimulation, allowing, for example, two men and two women to masturbate as a group.
A group. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Fun
That's
for-
way more.
Fun for the whole family.
Wow. Take it to the reunion picnic, you guys. You can.
Yeah, let me see if they have any images here.
Okay.
Yeah,
God, that's
I-
more than I ever knew before.
I got shook at the image I had and got so scared I hit the wrong X. Yeah.
God, flustered.
Because if you Google ACCU-JACK,
CK.
Yep.
yeah, that would cause a young man to have nightmares.
Yeah, the insertion issue would do it for me if I was a guy. I think don't stick anything in there. Ew.
I had the wrong
It's too
idea.
little. Yeah. or the internet did. Okay, Mud's trying to get a photo to show us. God, I haven't heard. This was like 1978, I think. 1978. Freddie told me about the AccuJack, and that was the first like gay sort of conversation I ever had. I've been hanging out with gay people ever since.
Let's see. There's a couple of variations. This one here might be a 2. It doesn't show the brand name on it that I can see very well. Hang on here. We want to get an authentic AccuJack here.
No imitations.
We got gay swans now, Robin.
No, that's a Venus 2000. You don't want that.
Okay. Gay swans.
Yep, every year at the condo, we used to get, well, not every year, but every ever so often, we would get a pair of swans as they mate for life. And with that, of course, and I didn't know it, I learned from the maintenance man from Days Gone Yore that they would actually pinion the swans when they first get them to keep them to stay in our pond. And they got a
Okay.
cute little hut. And I thought that was, God, that's cruel. But anyway, they would mate for life and have eggs and babies. And then they would go and rehome the little babies. back to the farm where they got the
Yeah.
swans. It was a kind of nice deal, but I think they got tired because I always thought, I wonder what would happen if I stole one of those eggs and put it in my incubator and
Yeah.
just raised it as a puppy with a diaper because they poop a lot. And
Yep. And you would be imprinted, so it'd call you mom.
yeah, it would be great. And anyone mess with, and boy, swans are mean. I mean, anyone mess with me, that thing
Meaner
was,
than geese.
oh, just about. I mean, they chase the geese away, so I would assume so because
No.
it's their pond. That's their
Okay.
pond. But sure enough, I was, they decided, I'm like, oh, but it's better just to visit the babies because I've even shared on my Facebook, visiting the swan's nest, here's some eggs, yada, yada.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I'm like, oh, I'm waiting on babies. And maintenance man, he says, no, those swans are gay. He says, we got gay swans.
Two drakes.
Two little males.
Aw,
But
friends.
that does, and I thought, well, that does get rid of the egg problem because every spring they would have to drop eggs back to the place where they got the swans. Or the
Wow,
babies, rather.
so that makes for efficiency in swan raising. Oh, isn't that sweet? And they mate for life.
Yeah.
Oh,
Who knew?
isn't that sweet? So apparently they're both bottoms.
I don't know how that works. I just went to feed the swans the reject seed that, the bird won't eat all of its seed. And so I'll just dump it in a bucket and bring it to the swans after I get a gather and make friends with the swans.
Oh,
Hey, that way we tolerate each other. They don't attack me if I'm just walking by. Not a lot of people do that and then complain that the swans are mean because they walk too close.
well, feed them, you dumbass. That's the secret.
Well, it's not their, it's not their job. But, I discovered when I was feeding the swans that the maintenance man said, yeah, those two are gay. I'm like, huh.
Aw, I think that's sweet.
I think it's cool.
Little bonded boys.
Mhm.
The
How you
males are
doing?
prettier anyway.
They are. The females are always dull. Female of any species is dull, except us. We have Shanny. That's not dull. And we have Foodie Beauty.
Is Mud ready to share that picture of the AccuJack?
I'm working on it. I've got one picture of the control box, but it doesn't have any of the attachments.
They're probably all dirty.
And I got one that shows some attachments, but it may or may not be an actual AccuJack. So I tell you what, I'll show you both here. Give me a second.
All right. We'll sing or something. Grampy always loves it when I sing.
But what do you think? What's better power tool, a Makita or a Craftsman?
Oh.
Generally,
Craftsmen have a lifetime guarantee.
Are they not anymore? I heard that stopped.
Yeah, that pretty much died out a few years ago.
Well, Sears is sort of dead too. That's a shame. I used to love going into the big old Sears store.
I was pleasantly surprised to see Radio Shack is still kicking. I know,
oh my
right?
God. Radio Shack, they also own Tandy Leather Company.
Yeah, I had a Tandy 256K.
Oh my God, I used to shop at Radio Shack and Tandy for the entire time I was married because, I always had a project going on. But, oh God, Radio Shack is still there.
Yeah, I don't know if they have a store, but I seen they're still online somewhere because me and Glastronaut was talking about records, vinyl records, and how I still had my Kenwood direct drive turntable, which was obtained at Radio Shack. And
I'll be damned.
I'm like, and I just thought in my head, I wonder if they're still even around. I wonder if that's a collector's item now, But
I wonder if Tandy is still around. I loved because they had like brick and mortar stores. You could go into a Tandy shop and see all the cowhides and stuff that you could buy for carving, and they'd have these little projects for school kids, make your own leather key ring. I did all that stuff.
I know that Tandy did do a collab with IBM to get that little those computers going. So maybe that there's a little sliver of Tandy in every IBM that we buy, unless IBM took a plug too.
A little bit. Yeah. Boy, I'm gonna look it up when we get off here. Tandy Leather. Oh, why do I even care? I can't. I have no. desire to do crafts anymore. But I had every leather carving and stamping tool there was, every
Nice.
single one. And I used to do wall hangings, and I used, those Dr. Scholl's clogs that you could buy.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
used to like remove the leather piece that, and I would replace it with my own carved leather.
The
And you
original
just
crock.
screw it back in. Yeah. And yeah, I used to. And then when my son-in-law graduated from college for one of his, master's degrees, he's all this, academic asshole kind of. Anyway, I gave him all my leather tools from
No, you
for
should
his
have saved.
graduation.
You should have saved a couple of them little pointy ones. They're awesome for cracking up the the driver's side windows or the passenger windows in your car.
So
They'll
you can
pop a
escape.
window. Yeah, so you
Yeah,
could escape or just,
I
get back
still
at someone
have
you hate.
I still have my ruby blade swivel knife, though. I kept that. It's a swivel knife with a ruby blade. It's forever sharp. And
You mean
so,
a real ruby
yeah,
gemstone
yeah,
ruby?
yeah. Yeah, it
Whoa.
was pricey back in the 70s, but man, it could make a slick, clean, rapid cut in leather. And then you use your carving tools to like bevel
Mm.
it and burnish it and do all that
I'm
shit.
afraid to throw away all my old broken watches because of the little jewels in
Those
those.
little ruby dealies. I know. Yeah, they used to use rubies in old
Hmm.
watches, you guys,
Yeah.
real
Yeah.
gemstones
Yay
because
many
they never wore
jewels.
out.
Yeah. Yay many jewels watched. Yeah.
Mhm. 17 jewel Benrus or
Rolex.
Rolex or
16 jewel Rolex.
yeah, yeah,
Yep.
for precision and accuracy and
Yep.
lasts forever. Mud, what the fuck are you doing?
He's
Hey, give me a
he's
second
spending a
here.
little too long with that toy.
There's not a whole lot of images of the actual AccuJack out there.
It's
There's
not looking good for your image, bud.
well, I got some, and
I think he found it and he's,
He's
admiring
he's
it
uh
slowly.
he's
there's one
wool
in
gathering about the AccuJack. He's like off in
there.
his own head.
Well, I hang on here.
All right.
I got a couple of
He's
images.
almost finished.
Not putting any pressure on you by any means, Mud.
Just about done now.
Okay. Okay, I'm
But
waiting for the.
let me get back over
Do
here.
we need to talk dirty to you, little Mud, to make it happen?
Share the screen. Ooh, baby, yeah.
Do we need to give it a little rise, baby?
Let's see. Now this is the inside of the AccuJack machine.
Oh,
You got-
that's
you
not
got-
too scary.
You got your vacuum pump. It looks like a tackle box. You got the hose.
Whoa.
That's the vacuum pump, and there's your hose and a couple of
Yeah.
controls.
I could make one of those. It looks just
And
like a dryer vent hosing and
But then you
And
have to
here-
have the track where it expands and compresses.
well, that's the dryer vent hosing.
and this one, let me see if we can share this one. This is actually a RoboJack, pretty similar product.
Okay,
But
that's the same thing. Okay, I need a new one.
hang on here. Let me get this guy. Let's see. Oh, hold on. Let me stop that one and share this one.
And share this one.
And it shows one of the attachments for it. So
Do they come in
There
small,
we
medium,
go.
and large? And my question is, what size do
Carrot
you take, Mud?
size.
yeah, baby carrot. Yeah, there's the
Oh, okay.
Really
there's the
clinical looking.
there's the machine itself. Got one attachment, a little bit of lubricant, and the hose.
And the
Oh.
sleeve. That sleeve is recognizable.
Yeah,
Can't deny that that's a sleeve for your meat.
yeah, yeah. But like I said, there was the AccuJack 2, which had the multi attachments for parties and shit.
Yeah, to bring
I
to
bet
the
those things got gummed up so much, and that's why they had to quit making them. There had to be
maybe.
leakage right into the works on those.
Well, yeah, you'd have to put a fluid trap in line before it got to the vacuum pump.
Oh,
It's like
yeah.
it's like an oil separator on an air compressor.
Yeah,
Mhm,
you've got to
mhm.
have a receptacle, seminal
Mhm.
receptacle.
And there's some boys who can't even, wash their hands. I can imagine what they would
Yeah. Yeah. Okay,
use
so
to remember.
that's way more elaborate than I ever imagined when Freddie was talking about that. I figured it looked like a bicycle pump, only with a sleeve on the end.
No, this was
Big deal.
electrified and automated. You had to be serious about your masturbation to invest in something like that.
Boy, yeah, you have to dedicate a whole portion of your paycheck, I imagine, if you're really into it. Huh?
Hmm.
Huh? I'll be damned. Okay,
Aren't
so is
those
there
guys
anything?
clever?
Okay, so no, okay, Mud's done with that. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm removing that. Well, thanks, Mud. That
Yeah,
boy expanded our knowledge, and that's always a good
that's
thing
our
to get
sex
smarter.
education class.
Yeah.
I know. Just when you think you know everything.
Yeah.
The
I don't
main
know if I
problem,
want to know more.
Okay, so Mud, it keeps flashing back there. Are you still doing stuff in the green room?
what do you mean flashing? Hang on here. Let me see what
It
the fuck-
goes away and then it comes back, and every time it comes back, I think you're showing me something
Oh,
new.
hang on here. Let me shut that off.
Okay,
That
Okay.
should be it.
that fixed my confusion. All right. Okay. So, who's that barking? That's your little guy?
Oh, that's fucking Milo. Yeah, Jesse was throwing a fit during Grampy's show, and now it's Milo's turn.
Yeah. Well, they're fair to each other. Yeah, that's always a nice thing. Yes. So over there at Raccoon, so we've lost all of our audience except 3 people. Well, you guys, sorry this nooner was tame for you. When I said nooner, I didn't mean nooner. I meant the time of day. But if y'all want a nooner, we can do a paywall.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Mud, did you do
Yeah.
your waffle cone thing?
No, I'm still fucking off playing around with you people. Grampy sidetracked me, and
I saw your thing though. I
Mission
saw your
complete.
thing.
yeah, my new thing.
I saw your new thing, and that's just what I was asking you, if you had a thing with those ribs and you said, no, wait till you see what it is. I've got a thing. And it's exactly what I described.
Well, no,
Your thing.
you made it sound like a
Waffle
broiler
iron.
skillet, which is basically a pan that's got raised bars on the bottom, so you get
Well,
grill marks.
Yeah.
This is actually open underneath. More
Yeah,
about it's
like a
more of
barbecue, sort of.
it's an actual gridiron.
Like a barbecue
Oh.
that he
Yeah.
puts over his stove
And
hole.
so you do open flame
And all the juices drip right down into that fire, and you
and
smell it.
cause flare-ups
Mm.
and burns
Well,
your eyebrows.
Well, this is better designed than that. It has little channels which will take all the juices out to a
Carries them.
gutter around the inside, so you can use the juices to baste your meat with.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I
Me
missed that part.
neither.
I must have got,
Okay,
I
you
was
guys
passing notes during that part.
go over to Mud as soon as we release it. I don't know. When are you going to do it?
Well, I did it
It's
last
already
night.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched him.
Okay, so you did the waffle cone thing.
No, not the waffle
No.
cone thing. The my new
Broiler thing.
my broiler
Testing.
pan.
It's a little-
Testing so is that what you're going to make your waffles on?
No, wouldn't work
Well,
for
what
that.
are we talking about then?
Two different things.
Well,
Yes,
I'm-
I have
Okay.
to finish making my waffle cone part of the video where I make homemade ice cream and homemade waffle cones to go with it.
you still have ice cream left?
Yeah, I still got enough for a cone or two.
Uh,
And
he'll make more.
So it was good, huh?
yeah, it's pretty good. Peach ice cream. Fuck yeah.
Oh, how refreshing. Oh, man.
Can't
but,
go wrong with peach.
Yeah, that'll be a regular video, not a live stream.
Okay.
And once I get the waffle cone bit filmed, I'll put her all together and get it out into the ether.
Nice. And that'd be good for right now. Right now it's 1:15 and it's 93 degrees here.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh,
Thank you.
it's chilly over here. I
Thanks.
guarantee
Was
it's not
it's
even
was it
60
good for
yet.
you much? Oh, geez. What
it's
is
two
it
Yeah,
there?
it's 2:42. It is 30 degrees and it's been snowing all day, light snow.
Whoa. Boy, we it's
For
like
the
we live on different planets, and we're supposed to get rain tomorrow.
yeah,
Go figure.
for the last 3 days it's been cold and light rain, occasional snow squalls, and it's
yeah, I'm still due for snow.
supposed to hang on until tomorrow.
Dang. Boy, the weather is so bizarre. Raccoon Man 60 says that he's not going to put my Johnson in no contraption. Protect your Johnson.
That's a smart raccoon.
And and a safe Johnson.
Yeah.
Your Johnson will
Well, you
always
know
be safe.
it could be worse for a raccoon because raccoons actually have a bone in their penis.
Mud, you're reading my brain. I
Really?
was
They
thinking
do?
about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's an os penis,
thank you.
which means penis bone.
Yeah, a real
Do you have
bone
a picture
boner.
of that?
Not
It looks like
handy, no.
a little tiny shoehorn, sort of that's skinny.
I
It,
didn't know. Boy, my knowledge base just is ever expanding with you guys.
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
not all that.
it's a little bone, a little raccoon bone.
Yeah,
I
it's sort of like a
I'll
warped popsicle stick.
I probably won't ever look at raccoons the same way now because I know that about them. Ooh, how creepy. Okay, I'm getting my mind off of that. A bone in
And
there.
if you break that bone, you have any idea how hard it is to put a cast
A
on it?
splint. Oh, I
Yeah,
know. I know. Yeah, plaster cast wouldn't. Oh God, the embarrassment. They'd have to stay in.
yeah.
How do you
They,
hold them down for that? Is what.
but, I know. Uh, yeah. Oh, listen to old Grampy's over in there. Want to come on, Grampy? You old motherfucker. I'll put the
It's
thingy over there.
yeah, it's Robin's turn to be on bottom.
Uh uh
Oh,
uh.
oh, I see. I missed that
I
part.
spent too many years being a bottom. Never again.
Oh,
Oh,
top, bottom, side. It's all the same if you do it right.
Well, who says I do it right?
Well, that's your problem.
Well, I've never considered it a problem before now.
If you
But
ain't
now that you mention it, you're gonna give me a fucking complex.
if you ain't figured it out by now, Robin.
I'm lost.
Yeah,
um,
Yeah,
you'll have to get in our paywall, and me and Mud will show you later.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
a
what
it's
we'll
a
do. We'll do it for
it,
you. It's a
it's
service
a
just for Robin.
yeah. We'll
it.
make you a nice little tutorial.
Yeah.
Mhm. All right, bring Grampy because he's got that new haircut. Being all
Can't
oh,
change my ways. Like, no,
Oh,
Six, stay away.
you scared Grampy.
well, he's opening the big giant box that has his folding
Wall.
screen,
Yeah, he's got a wall to build.
uh, or at least like unfold and put upright.
His
Damn,
cardboard fort.
Grampy. How long does it take? Blanket fort. Yeah, you can drape blankets around it and have your own little clubhouse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fort. He's got a
Boy,
divider for one wall, the cardboard leftovers for some other stuff.
yeah,
Hang
some
a little
couch
fairy light.
cushions
Yeah,
uh,
some little Christmas decorations. Boom, man
strung
cave.
inside there. Yeah, you can get those little tiny little fairy lights. You can drape them all inside your blanket. That
Little
was the
disco
best.
ball.
yeah.
That
To
was the
reflect
best
the.
fun for me when I was little, making with the couch cushions and blankets and stuff, and the coffee table, and it's all straight. And then I
Yeah,
used to do it with my kids when they were little. God, because they had bunk beds, we could make a monster blanket fort with their bunk beds. God, that I had as much fun as they did.
because it's magic in there.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is, but we didn't have, you had to use those big clunky Christmas lights, so nobody did it. But boy, with the fairy lights they have now, if you go on Amazon and look at those fairy lights, they're solar powered, some of them. You can get these big long strings of these little tiny lights. You can get them in colors. You can do them flashing. If damn, I wish I was little. Oh, fuck, who needs to be little? I'll do
Hell,
it
Yeah.
I'm
now.
56 and I got fairy lights up in my room.
Do ya? I've been thinking about
Yeah,
that. I
the
could
little, Yeah, I hooked them into a USB and just took staplers in between the lights and boom, 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 right into the cracks and corner, like up along my wall into the ceiling. I got
Ah,
quite, I just boom, 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 boom. Adds a little, je ne sais quoi. I don't know, just a little
oh, that's
ambiance to the place.
ambiance. Yeah, because I have crown molding in my apartment. Boy, I could staple all kinds of shit
Yeah.
all up
Just
there
don't run the staple through the wire. Just kind of make the
Yeah.
staple
around it.
straddle the
Yeah,
wire. Yeah,
yeah,
and
I
it
know
works really
how.
well. Easy to remove, paint around it. It's great. It's kind
Yeah.
of futuristic. That's why I did it to make it look welcome to
Oh,
the
and it
future
won't
version.
hurt anything if I do it here because the apartment guys, when somebody moves out, they use that really thick paint. So they don't have to like spackle much. They just put this really thick paint on there and it just like covers a multitude of, sins from the
Yeah.
previous tenant. So I could do that. I'm looking at my crown molding right. Oh, Jesus, I could do
Hook it
that.
to a smart plug. You could, turn it on and off through
Or
Alexa
a
and all
clapper.
kinds of,
Yeah.
yeah, all kinds
God,
of
you
stuff.
know what? I still have clappers. Clap on,
I
clap
have
on.
one of those.
In fact, I have like these uplights that you can get to put like behind your furniture and stuff. And so my uplights were on clappers. One bank of uplights did two claps, and the other bank of uplights did it with three claps. So I had this ambient shit all over. That was when I was entertaining company, back then. But I
If you
still
have a
have my
yappy dog,
clappers.
you get a
Yeah.
disco.
Yeah.
Depending on the pitch, if you're a boxer or something.
Back when Robin still entertained gentlemen callers,
Yeah, yeah, back
you,
then.
you got to have the ambient light for that sort of shit.
You really do with the music and the incense and the candles and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, just throwing a red handkerchief over the lamp doesn't really do all
yeah.
that much.
No, that's old poor hooker ambiance. But no, I was very upscale with my ambient lighting for seduction and shit. God, I should pull those out. I've still got my uplights. I still have one, two, three, four uplights, and only two of them. I should do that and get fairy lights and take 6 drops' advice to heart about stapling.
If you want to really do it right, though, you got to get a cable tacker. It's a staple gun that's got a little cutout in the middle of the driver part.
Oh.
The phone company guys use it so you don't
Oh,
end up.
that does those big clampy kind of
Well,
staples.
no, I mean it does a regular staple more or less, but it's got a hump in the middle for the wire, so you don't end up cutting the wire in the process.
Or squishing them.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did it
Huh.
the redneck way.
yeah, regular staple gun. If you hold back on it a little bit, will work. But
Well, then you
Eh,
can get staple tacks that you use a ball peen hammer on. You can do that manually, but
And
uh,
if you mess up like I did and accidentally run a staple through your finger, it don't bleed much either.
ah,
because they're so
Yeah.
sharp. Yeah,
Well, the little, little office ones, yeah. You just pull them back out and cuss.
yeah, suck on your finger, and then you're good to go.
I am that idiot. Yep.
Don't speak badly of your life because your life
Oh,
is
it's
listening.
hilarious.
uh,
I mean, you gotta look down and there's a staple, just at least just the one prong in your finger, like, well, dang, I'm useless for a while now.
for a minute, yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
Prairie Queen's over in there. What kink is this? Well, there's a menu in the lobby,
nah,
Prairie Queen. You can, check out the different kinds of kink you might get here.
super suckers and AccuJacks, and there's all kinds of shit we're going through today.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, and sleeves
Pinhead
and
finger puppets.
Yeah,
Yeah. What kink is this, boy? We could kind of. Nah, it's only noon. Meet me at midnight, a Prairie Queen, and we'll really get into adulty stuff.
It's bad if Grampy won't even have any part of it.
I know. Well, he's unpacking a screen. Come on, Grampy. Jeez.
Yeah, it's just an excuse. Come on, you
I
open the box, you put that thing upright, you call it walk away. Call it a day.
Yeah,
He's scared.
it's not like a put it together thing from IKEA. Those screens come fully intact, fully assembled. You take it out of the box and unfold it and set it up. Grampy.
Poor guy. You know we're gonna catch
Uh,
hell for this one later.
Phew,
You
bring
know
it.
it. Yeah. Oh, well, okay. Robin's getting my share then. Robin wants my share.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Bring me your shares.
Jesus, that goddamn dog just doesn't want to shut up.
Well, let her in. Let him in. Let her in. Let it
Maybe I
in.
want to. Maybe I want to torment the little bastards a little bit longer.
Yeah, Daddy.
Boy,
Oh,
what do you ever do
sorry.
to you?
He's barking at the cats, is what he's doing.
It's good for his lungs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, bring the cats in and let him have lunch.
God, I did have one sneak in on me once. Had a hell of a time getting it back out. Of course, never been in the house. Got in the house and freaked the fuck out.
Didn't know what to do in there. Hey,
Yeah.
Raccoon Man 60.
Hello,
Yay.
people.
Hey, good to see you.
Good to see y'all.
So did you beat your meat during this conversation, or do you want that to remain private?
Well, I guess if I would have thought about it, but at my age, 62, I got better things to do with my energy.
Or
You're a
your
pup.
your peeny wiener.
Yeah,
wiener.
why abuse it? It's done gone through enough in its life, right?
Lord knows where that thing's been. Do you have stories?
Yes, many, many, many. I was a sailor.
Oh, yep.
Out of where? Where was your base?
Mainly out of the Middle East, a little town called Manama, if y'all ever heard of it.
No.
have
So you
not.
were actually you left the country.
I lived over. I was forward deployed. I worked for the Navy from 83 to 87. I was basically stationed out of Manama, Bahrain. I was observing
Bahrain. Okay.
the Iran-Iraq war back when they was blowing up ships and all that
Desert
crazy
Storm.
shit. I was over
Dang.
there during that time.
Dang, and you're back here to talk about it. Bless your heart. Thank you for your
Yeah,
service.
well, I guess I did.
Yeah. Well, so because when I was married, my husband was in the Navy for 8 years. 4 active and 4 reserve. He never left
Yeah,
the U.S. He was a
a lot of
Greenville
them don't. They might go for a little 2-week boat ride
little,
and get their
little
sea
stuff on
credit.
boats. Yeah. Huh. But
I had 4 years sea time and 3 years. I'm sorry, 5 years
What's your
accredited
rate,
sea
sir?
time. I was getting 2 for 1 while I was over.
What was your rate?
I worked in comms, Navy Intel.
I was just a plain old AMS.
Oh, you was Airedale.
Yes, aviation structural mechanic.
Okay, well, no, back in those days, women didn't get to come on our aircraft carriers, so you was land based.
I had to be, yeah. I graduated 5th of my class on the promise that I get to pick my orders, but when I
Yeah.
graduated 5th of my class, they said no, because I wanted Japan, and they said, nope, that's a battle station, can't go there. Women aren't allowed at battle stations. And I had
Damn.
to go through a whole then I chose another battle station. So I finally just settled on Florida, Jacksonville, Florida, whereas
Right. I was in Mayport toward the end of my time.
Mhm.
I was stationed on the Sarah.
Saratoga.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll be damned.
I lived there for about a year or so, about a year and 4 months, and then I got out. My time was up, and either I had to re-enlist, and they had spent so much money on me. The only place they wanted to send me was right back to the Middle East, and I mean, 3.5 years. That's enough time to spend over there. I physically walked on 27 countries,
Damn.
passed by millions of countries, man. I flew over and, all kinds of shit.
Did you get to play with any camel spiders?
No. I didn't fuck with nothing like that. I'm an old country boy from Louisiana, so, only fools play with snakes and spiders.
I am that fool.
Well,
geez.
I got friends that love playing with snakes. They got snake collections. It's just I feel like, especially the ones with the venom
Mhm.
vipers
Yeah,
handlers.
no, I
They
ain't
have
got
an
no interest.
adrenaline junkie problem. They
No,
love the thrill of the danger of possibly being bit.
no,
Like
that's not
living
me.
on the edge.
I like the
Exactly.
little.
It's like me. I was adrenaline junkie. And there's a thing in the Bible that tells you, don't tempt fate. Yeah.
Oh, I
Uh,
never take advice.
well, I know y'all,
Eh,
but I mean, I believe in sayings. I mean, I'm not a Bible thumper. I'm just saying that there's old wisdom in
There's
certain
wisdom
things.
in some of those words. You got it. Yeah.
Exactly, and only a fool will tempt his fate so long, and then he runs out of luck.
Mhm.
You ever
yeah,
found
but
yourself physically knocking on wood?
Nah, I don't do
yeah,
superstitions.
but
I
I
did
then
live
that.
in Louisiana. We got real ghosts.
then again, them snake handling Pentecostals take that verse that says they shall handle
Yeah, yeah,
they shall take up venomous serpents,
and drink poison,
and drink poison.
and it won't harm them. Yeah, that's Appalachian
Yeah,
hillbilly
Uh,
Pentecostals.
oh,
That don't
yeah.
happen around down here that I know of. But when I was in Tennessee, I had a good friend. His sister was married to one of them fucking snake handlers.
Jeez.
And when he got him a new house, they come over and did the
The
blessing
ri-
of the house.
the ritual thing.
Oh, this is gonna be
By
good.
snake handlers. They blessed the house. And this guy said there was an evil spirit still in there. He was fucking with Dale, I guess. And all of a sudden, man, I'm at the house. It's on a Saturday. Dale calls me up. Man, I can't fucking drive. Please come get me and take me to the liquor store. I said, Dale, you don't drink. He said, no, I got to have a drink now. He said, I'll tell
Whoa.
you when you get over here. The motherfuckers put a box of snakes in his house and told him to reach into it to prove his fate was real.
Oh, Jesus.
And I said, what'd you do? He said, I throwed the fucking box of snakes out in the garage and kicked my sister and his husband's ass out in the street.
And now he's ready for a drink.
Right. He had been sober and going to church, and they just fucked him up, man, with all that snake shit. And he had been
Dang.
sober for about 3 years. And, he didn't have no desire to drink. But after that,
Mm. Yeah, his best friend turned his ass right around.
So he did not reach
Holy
into the box of snakes.
No, he threw it out in the garage.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
I was curious because usually, if I would think anyone who reached into the box of snakes deserves that drink more than anybody.
Hey, a big enough bottle you can share it. There's enough to go around. I'll be damned. Dang, Raccoon Man, you've got some history and lore and experience and shit. How cool that you're here.
Are you a blue? Did you get a chance to get your blue nose or your shell back?
I'm a shellback many times over. I went to
Woohoo.
places like the Seychelles Islands. I was an Indian Ocean sailor, not a Pacific. I was
What's
IO.
a shellback?
That's a person you prior to being a shellback, you're a wog, which means you're the lowest life form on the planet.
What?
You're below snakes and worms and shit. But
So a shellback, that's like a turtle?
well, it's you go across the equator. It's called crossing the line. You cross
Oh,
the line,
okay.
and they park the ship right on the equator. And for 24 hours, Davy
I love
Jones
these stories.
and all the royal court from the underneath, Davy Jones, Neptune, all the Greek,
Mythological.
Greek
Yep.
sailor mythological. This goes back to the ancient sailors, ancient tradition.
Ancient mariners.
These are always
Exactly.
good stories.
And you go through hell that day.
Yep.
They beat the dog shit out you. I
Oh,
got my
God.
nose
Hazing.
broke.
Damn.
I got my nose broke. A friend of mine got his arm broke because we
Damn.
kind of rebelled. They called it a wog rebellion. and they beat the dog shit out of us. But anyhow, they don't do that no more. They just walk them around and abuse them a little bit. I mean, it's a joke
Just a
now. The
little bit,
Navy
because
Oh
front.
no. They
everybody's a
don't lay out
snowflake.
that grease and make you crawl belly through the grease no more?
Yeah, you do all kind of vile shit, but you can't talk about it.
Oh,
I did when I
The
was on the
first rule
Sarah.
of Fight Club.
I was on the Sarah. I got to whoop Admiral's ass
Oh
on the
my!
flight deck. I made him blow out the pad eyes. It had salt water and shit in it. And I told him blow the fucking pad eyes dry. Captain told me because there was 50 something hundred, 5,000 plus on the ship. Out of the 5,000 people that were on the ship, there was barely 300 of us that were shellbacks when we went across. So we were having all kind of problems. They were kidnapping us. They had one guy they had kidnapped and duct taped and was holding him for ransom. If they didn't have, if they could get their shellback thing, it was wild. It was a fucking
Damn, it's
insane.
like a big frat party.
see where I
It
get my
goes nuts.
creativity,
There's
Robin?
no rules on that ship. The underworld takes over, and it's like Halloween and all kind
Yes,
of creepy shit.
Damn, I never knew any of this shit. This is
Why do you think
great.
I'm so goddamn evil, Robin?
Well, I didn't know that where it stemmed from. Holy shit!
I taught them everything they know. No, just kidding.
They make you
Dang.
do some vile stuff that day, and I mean, they have all the rights to beat you. You have no rights. You're not a human being at that time. You're not a sailor. You're not nothing. So
Damn.
they can think of all kind of vile shit. Okay. All right. This was one of the magic acts. Okay. You get you a brother wall, and you're gonna create the magic of turning him from black to white. All right. So you take this wog and you pour him down with honey, syrup, anything that's sugary, and stand him outside in the sun and make him stand out there till it gets tacky and dry. And you
Jesus.
bring him back in and you put him in the shower. And then all the shellbacks get bags of fucking flour and dump it on him and spin him around. And
God.
we coat him completely and he's white.
Huh.
And we bring him out and show him amongst the wogs the power of the shellback.
There's your proof. We turned. Damn. Damn.
I'm trying to remember all the crazy shit we done.
I never heard any stories
The
like this.
raccoon lived to tell about it. You know, it's fair.
I
you
went
know.
through it. I went through it.
Yeah.
See, I was lucky. I was in the Indian Ocean. And the closest place you could go to get a refit or some repair work done on your ship if you had damages or whatever was a little island called Diego Garcia. It's British owned, but we had rights to service ships and do all kind of other things.
I've heard of
And
that place.
okay, yeah, and you had to cross the equator to get to it. Well, we, in a year and a half, we'd go across it 4 or 5 times. So that meant you had. Sometimes you didn't do it because you had no wogs. I mean, as soon as you did the initiation, everybody's done. But if you had, 10, 15, 20 guys that wasn't initiated, they wasn't going to tear the ship up. And when I tell you they tear the ship up, it's filthy. They have to wash it down with steam hoses and all kinds of shit.
Damn.
It's vile and disgusting.
Wow.
They feed you garbage. You take these fire hoses and you cut them off in lengths. They're old fire hoses that can't pass the pressure test anymore. So you save those and you cut them up and you take and fold and make a handle, kind of fold it in on one end and then wrap it around. And then you throw them in these buckets of seawater and just let them set and soak up and get heavy and shit. The cotton on the outside of it, the insulation or whatever you want to call the outside sleeve of a fire hose, it gets wet and heavy. And that's what you use to discipline these people because they're unruly. They can attack you at any time. You can't trust them. So you must pain is the great motivator. So we keep
Keep
them in
going.
control with pain.
Uh,
You're allowed to
Damn.
torture them. We did all types of torture. It's fucking insane.
And this
Yeah,
is
it's
like
different.
collateral things. This is like your own people. You're doing
Yeah.
right.
They're
Well,
not people. You got to understand. They didn't go across the equator, so they're not humans.
Damn. Okay.
Time stands still. When we parked that ship, the King
Not funny.
Neptune and his royal court and the Ram takes control of the ship. There is no more U.S. Navy.
Did you get a paper when you did it? I know in the day you got a certificate. Okay,
I've
you
got
do
3
still
or
get
4
papers.
of them. In fact, there's probably still 2 or 3 rolls at my parents' house. I never
They're
got my
gorgeous
medals because I was
certificates.
traveling. So I've got them. Yeah, they're highly done artwork, lithograph.
That's what I wondered, if they were still as pretty as I remember.
So they're still rolled up. You haven't framed them yet.
No,
I
I've
think that.
got 2 in my house here that I live out here on the lake. I've got 2. My first one is the one that matters the most. That's the one you earn. You beat the hell out of it. The other ones they just give you because you're crossing again. But it's called the Imperium Neptuni Regis, the realm of Neptune, the imperial realm of
Darn.
Neptune.
Yes,
And you
that
have to
needs.
go through. It says, "Know all men by these presents, and to all pollywogs, mermaids, sea serpents, whales, porpoises, sharks, dolphins, eels, skates, suckers, crabs, lobsters, and other living denizens of the sea. Greetings. Know ye that on December the 10th, 1985, latitude 00000, longitude 70 degrees, 30 minutes east."
Darn.
And it
Grampy would be eating this up right now.
Wouldn't he just?
Mhm.
Oh my God.
and then it says be known, and it comes out with my name, and it says that said ship with officers and crew have been examined and passed by ourselves and our royal staff. Also be it known by all ye men who go down to sea, as well lowly landlubbers who may be honored by his presence, and it says my name, has been found qualified to be numbered as one of our honored shellbacks, and he has duly been initiated into the solemn mysteries and the ancient orders of the shellback. Be it further known that by the virtue of the power invested in me, I do here command all subjects to be shown due honor and respect to him wherever he may be. Disobey this order under the penalty of our royal displeasure.
Yes, sir. You
Displeasure.
have all my honor and respect, Raccoon, because I know
Dang.
you earned it the hard
I
way.
got them. I've got other ones. Look, I'm 62, and I don't know, about 10 years ago, my dad was trying to figure out what the hell I'd done. And I told him one day, he said, "I thought you was just fucking around out there in the ocean." I said, "I'll tell you what," I said, "there's a site. You go put my name, my social security number in, and apply me for any medals that was not awarded to me." Fucking box comes, lands on his desk from Amazon, or not Amazon, but from the UPS driver.
Yeah.
And he calls me up. He said, "Man, can you come down here? I want you to explain something to me." He said, "What exactly did you do?" I said, "Daddy, it's classified." I said, "I worked for somebody. We all that went to that ship had to pass. The minimum was top secret. You had to have that type of clearance to get on that boat because there was all kind of shit going on." And he said, "Well, why didn't you get your medals?" I said, "Because my duty was classified." And I said, "They
You
give it to
did
you when
your
you
thing.
get out." And he said, "You
Wow.
never got your medals or nothing, your ribbons and stuff?" He said, "You had some on you when you got out." I said, "Exactly." I said, "This is the shit that I never got awarded because I had got out and there was no formal ceremony." And
Because it was classified.
well, the command I was under was you went over there. you had to go through like 6 weeks of fucking background checks, school psych, because when I went
What did
over
you
there,
have for breakfast back in 1959
oh
on a
no, they got
Tuesday?
FBI agents goes around your mom and daddy's
Yep,
house,
yep, 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 yep.
goes to your
I worked on
schools.
P3 Orions. He's not lying.
They go to your school, they go to your church, they talk to anybody that knows anything about you to get a feel for you. If you might be
Whoa.
weak or you might be the type that would fucking sell the country out.
Mm.
And this was in the time of John Walker when they caught him.
I
John
got
Walker.
hypnotized by the FBI for my job.
You got
You got
hypnotized?
hypnotized?
They asked if they could hypnotize me to clear me from my job.
Holy fuck.
You know,
Damn.
your DD-214
Yes.
drop. Okay. You know how you have your duty assignment block that's in there? It shows all the commands you serve for and a brief description of your duty assignment.
Yes.
Okay, you've
I mean,
got
I don't
all
have it
yours
handy. It's in
listed,
a
right?
file. Yeah, I imagine it is. It's like a 2-pager. I mean, there's a short page and a long page
No,
under it.
yeah,
It's
but there's a section there actually shows
Yeah.
all the duty commands from basic training to where you went.
Yes.
Okay. Mine goes to one place and another place, but there's nothing mentioned. It's all X'd out. The blocks, that
Redacted.
block, and that
Mhm.
block's below it.
Interesting.
When I went to the VA, and I had to go to see the crazy doctor.
Oh, yeah. What do they call that? Behavioral health?
Yeah,
Behavioral science?
Or
behavioral health.
AKA
And
the
before
crazy
that,
doctor.
it's called mental hygiene. So
Oh,
I thought
now
they
it's
just pulled your brain out and washed it or something. Shit, I ain't know. But I was dealing with a caseworker, and she, was doing background, and I was telling you kind of where I was, kind of what I was doing in general terms and stuff. She goes, "You got DD-214?" I said, "Yeah, I got one." I pulled it out. I gave it to her out of my file, and she looked at it. She looked up at me, and she looked at it. She looked up at me. She said, "Can I take this and let someone see it?" So she went down the hall, talked to somebody, showed her, and she come back, and I said, "Well, is there a problem?" She said, "No, but I've been doing this for almost 15 years. I've never seen a DD-214 look like this. It looks almost fake."
Whoa.
And a little while later, this guy comes in. He don't even say his name. He just cracks the door. He looked at me and he looked at that woman and he said, "If he tells you he can't tell you or he's not going to answer a question,
You better believe.
he can't do it."
Wow.
And her eyes got like saucers, and she said, "Where you been?" I said, "You don't want to know, and I'm promising you, I seen the worst of the worst. I seen people commit suicide. They couldn't take it, lose their minds. We were called the rumor was in the fleet that this was an insane ship. People had a high reference for people having mental breakdowns.
I believe it.
Fuck.
That's why they paid you arduous duty pay. I was in a combat zone for 2.5 years, but just say 2 years solid. They wouldn't even classify us as combat pay. You know what they gave us? Now, this is in 1984. I don't know.
Deployment.
I was a lowly E3,
Per
but I was
diem.
getting $350 a month, what they called arduous duty pay. It was combat pay that was reclassified as arduous duty because we was operating in the war zone between Iran and Iraq when they were having that huge war in the 80s, late 70s, early 80s. Yeah, I was set right off the coast. We'd in fact go into the coast. We had, before Hollywood got a hold of it, you never called somebody a SEAL. SEAL's abbreviation. You called them either an operator or a UDT back in my day. In fact, you never heard them say that word. I mean, they were operators, were the guys like you see the Rambos and shit, Hollywood crap. UDT are the divers, demolition and protecting the ship. And due to where we were at in the middle of the Middle East. They had a bounty on our ship. They had a bounty on us. They finally got the coal and blew it up. But back in my day, they wanted to blow our ship up or capture us. Iran wanted to capture us at the Straits and pull us in and torture us and get information. And
Jesus Christ.
every
Yeah.
time we go through the Hormuz, they would come out and try to get us. And we only had a few guns on there because we was an intelligence gathering ship. And we went through one time, and we were getting pitched off before we get in there. And I'm looking, captain's hollering at me, keep an eye, because I was in the classification, identification, and all kind of surface shit. And I'm watching them on the big eyes, the binoculars, and I'm like,
I think we lost him.
Oh, damn. Damn. We are getting stories that many of us have never heard before.
but
Hot dog pack, stacks in the back, must be Schliestack.
But anyhow,
Okay.
we went through the straits, and this was a deal. Iran was always trying to capture us, and there was what was called North and South Yemen. Well, one of the Yemen countries was in cahoots with them. So they would try to pinch us off, or they would launch a torpedo or something was their game plan. And one day I noticed something, and the captain come out on the bridge, and he was wanting the target angle and the heading on the ship and all that shit. I was giving it to him real quick. And he said, give me position on the Stark. Do y'all remember the USS frigate, the Stark, that got blew up in 1988 with
The Stark,
fucking
S-T-A-R-K?
XSS missile?
I think you mean Stark, S-T-A-R-K? Stark?
Yeah, the USS FFG Stark
Stark.
was
Yep,
our
I do
escort.
recall that. Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you remember when we double crossed fucking Saddam and gave the Ayatollah the Stinger missiles that blew all his fucking shit up? The Ollie North crap?
Oh, I remember
Yes,
the
Oliver
Stinger
North,
missiles.
yes.
Okay, I was over there, and we were funneling these weapons to our enemy. And Saddam was
surprise.
our friend. We were providing intelligence to Saddam. Well, fucking our deep state was double crossing us sailors and people, by giving weapons to the fucking enemy. And when
Yep.
I'm talking about these people, I'm talking about a certain abbreviated initials.
Mm.
They
Mm.
call it the company, if anybody's had to have dealings with them. And anyhow, we were all tied up in this shit. Now, I'm telling you in hindsight, because I'm at the time you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I had got out
Never.
in '88, so I was watching the Ollie North shit and realizing I started putting two and two together. And anyhow, I give the position on the Stark. She was just off our aft port side. I can still see her about maybe a mile off our tail. And the captain wanted this. I give it to her, and I noticed something. Her automatic weapons were all pointed at us. And I looked down, and I looked at it again. I looked down, and I said, Captain, and his name was Captain Julian. I said, Captain. And I said, come up here. He said, was there a problem? I said, yes, sir. I said, I got one question to ask you. And I said, why is the Stark not training her weapons on that cruiser coming at us? Instead, it's pointed at us. And he said, don't repeat this. He said to the crew, he said, do you remember the Pueblo? And I said, yeah. And he said, the U.S. Navy has a standing rule. There'll never be another Pueblo. Our mission is to take her down if they even get close to us. And that means all of us. They didn't want nobody to survive. They didn't want us to be captured and tortured.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
that's how devious and crooked our government and our situation is in the world.
Yes,
I
sacrifice the
experienced this
people who
in
don't matter.
83, 84, 85, 86. So Now y'all are seeing it in real time. And when I was telling people when I got out, the reason I got out was that our government is corrupt and evil and they're lying to you.
Hello. Yeah.
People thought I was a fucking nutcase. So anyhow, I shut my
Jesus.
mouth up, and I've got a 30-something, 40-something year fascination with the Middle East, and I read everything Sorbet, and it's like I'm still on my job because I want to know who's pulling our fucking strings, who truly owns our
Connect
ass,
the
who's
dots, and it's
controlling our
impossible.
ass.
I was in from 86 to 90, boss, and then I did my 2 reserve.
There's
Yes, my 2
Well,
Well,
reserve.
I got all kinds of shit. I throw them in the drawer. I don't even have a uniform. In fact, I threw the sea bag when I got out.
My shit's in
Well,
a tote.
I chunked my boondockers into the water in Mayport, and the sea bag I brought home, picked through what I wanted, and then I threw the rest in the dumpster. And I was through with it because
you were done.
all that shit that make you swear honor and oath to the country and allegiance and all that shit, and your government's willing to fucking deep six you, man, over their
Yeah,
dirty
just
shit
Ooh.
because they
well,
don't want
because
nobody to know nothing about it.
yeah, that you have no value.
One
You've
life for
only
the
been a
many.
tool. Oh yeah, bullshit on that. A one
You're
life for the
just
many,
in the
then,
Navy, you're a slave. You're an expendable
and
part.
just expendable. Isn't that just awful?
And that's
They
Isn't
why
had
I feel
our lifespan figured out while we was over there, and where my duty station, general quarters area, from the time that the missile launched, I had about, depending on length, but at the maximum, I had 5 minutes. And
Jesus?
you don't go nowhere. You just stand there and take it because that's where your duty stations is. But that was some highly classified info that they had passed around and let us know what to expect. That's why I said you had to go through all kind of sites. This wasn't a fucking Love Boat cruise. In fact, they called us. We wasn't even in the real Navy anymore. We were in our own Navy.
Because
Mhm.
and if you checked out, if you disappeared, nobody would know about it or
Well,
care.
they can't. Okay, okay. History repeats itself, right?
Over and
yes.
over and
I'm a
over.
firm believer in it, and I look into patterns, repeat patterns of things, and usually it runs in 20-year cycles. Seems to be most time. Your fads,
Mhm.
fashions,
2
colors,
generations.
right?
Yeah. Damn.
What happened in Libya at the embassy?
A lot.
Do you want me to tell you what happened?
Yeah.
Sure.
The people were doing dirty shit. They were selling arms. We were taking arms for Libya, confiscating them, and turning around and reselling them on the market to Syria.
Huh.
Well, they didn't want that to get out during the election of Obama when the thing got over and they called it the Arab Spring and all that stupid shit.
Yeah.
Basically, they let the guys get fucking slaughtered, then allow them to become news or somebody that could walk away and tell the story. The ambassador mainly because he was playing the sides. He's the salesman for the dirty gun operation.
Well said, Maggie Doll.
Yeah, if you wanna know the future, look at the past. Exactly. Because
Exactly.
there's
And then you
nothing.
won't be surprised. You've seen it before.
God, I just damn. Oh, Raccoon Man,
You learn to appreciate living well after the Navy, that's for sure.
or just living.
I lived like a
Yeah.
lunatic after the Navy. I was kind of fucking insane.
Isn't it
Well,
fun?
you know, who would well, yeah, look what they did to you. Look what they put you through. Look at the breaking down. They broke it. They broke you. They broke you. They broke you. The humiliation, the
No, it
degradation.
He's
ain't
not broken.
humiliation. Okay, I'll give you. Okay, the first ship, there's in the Navy, they guarantee you 1 hour sleep a day and one meal. That's all you get. That's if it. But when you're in general quarters, which we were, which was called modified zebra, which meant
Haven't heard that in a million years.
yeah, modified
General
zebra.
quarters. No, general
Yeah,
quarters. Yeah.
Right. And then we were in modified zebra. You had what was called dog zebra, where you could not break a watertight seal and pass through. We were in modified zebra. As long as we re-dogged whatever passage door we went through or hatch, you could do that. But you only had the spaces, the integrity broken just for the time that you're going through the passage. And that's how you
Now,
live for a year or so on that ship. And
now is dog zebra what I'm thinking dark zebra is? Because my memory's
no
not so good.
dark and ship. And we ran dark and ship with the
Oh, he broke up. Damn.
I know
hey,
what dark zebra is. Dark zebra
yeah,
is basically where you've got no power, you got to be as invisible, no sounds,
Dead
you're
in the
quiet,
water.
no
no
sounds, nothing.
dark
You're as
dark
invisible.
dark zebra or that's what no light emanates from the ship is what
Mm.
Okay.
darkened zebra or dark.
See, it's been so long for me, boss.
Yeah,
And some things you just don't care to remember. But for some reason, I'm thinking that I don't. It could be you could be right and I'm wrong. It could be
yeah.
dog zebra. But there's
Okay.
a scenario where you just no power, no lights, no sound. You're as invisible
No
as you can
vibration.
possibly be.
Yeah.
Yes, no vibes. The engines are off. All that. No
Well, no, they go
color.
to idle. The props ain't turning.
Yeah, no
Ah,
props, none of it. And I don't remember the name. And for some
But
reason, in my twisted head, it was.
you also had different types of electronic emissions, and you
Yeah,
had income
uh,
alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta. That
boy,
I'm
more
sure it was
easily
Delta.
traceable these days. Those electronic transmissions can be tracked, because all the satellites out there and
right.
shit. So, boy, even more difficult these days, I would imagine.
So the nickname of the ship was the what was it? The Ghost of the Arabian Coast, and that was a double entendre because the ship was white. The only it and its sister ship were the only two white ships, combat ships, and that's because it operated 7 years straight in the Middle East. They'd do a 7 year tour, go back to Philly, get rebuilt,
Damn,
and then send back out.
7 years.
Listen to my year. I went.
Jeez.
There was supposed to be
3 hour
13 or
tour.
14 people in our division with a chief, a minimum of a chief. Uh, we got caught up during the mining of the Red Sea, and there was me. I was the division leader. I was a lowly E3. Uh, I had one Scott, Snell, McFarland, and Rivers. There was 5 of us to cover 13 jobs on top of doing everything else. And I went 70 something days, 3 months. I didn't ever sleep my rack. And I know I went 6 or 7 days without no sleep. So it fucked my sleeping patterns and screwed it all up. And, I've
Uh,
seen people commit suicide. They just could not handle it or they would lose their mind. And they was not, the body was on the ship, but the mind wasn't. It was weird.
oh,
We'd have to,
honey.
we'd have
I
to
slept through
capture
a
them.
whole
We,
hurricane.
we had to capture them and tie them down and shit, put them in the Robertson stretchers and crap to get them off the ship.
My
You didn't want a crazy
God.
person running around on the ship, man. That was too dangerous.
Hurricane
My.
Emily of '86. I slept straight through it. They was asking if they should just put a toe tag because they were evacuating and stuff, and I was out. They said they tried to wake me up. They was debating whether to put a toe tag on me. I slept through Hurricane Emily of '86 in the barracks. I
Where
had
was that
zero.
at? Florida?
Actually, Bermuda.
Bermuda?
Bermuda.
Damn.
I had a
Damn.
6-month deployment there, and they said, no, Smitty. But at one time, I used to be a Smitty. I am no longer a Smitty, but they said, no, Smitty, you got to take an R&R. And I'm like, but I love it here. Hi, Stephen Ronan.
Hi,
And
Stephen Ron.
so, I'm not a big snow person. I like it hot. I was born in the middle of the California desert on the 4th of July, and I love it hot.
Well,
And
I went to
They
the
so
hottest place you could go. I can tell you that.
they sent me on my R&R to Canada.
Holy shit!
Ew.
I've got a 36-inch inseam, and I was up to my crotch in snow. I went from pink sands, crystal blue surfs, beautiful. What's that little plankton that glows in the dark at night? Just gorgeous. Bermuda is absolutely just everyone's dream
Magical.
paradise. And they
And
send
they
you for an
sent you to
R&R,
Canada.
Western relaxation, to Canada. Just spent the whole time drinking in the ski lodge. It was a skiing trip. I don't know how to snow ski. I just sat there, got drunk, and made a little tunnel, because I couldn't
Looked
do
at the
anything.
fireplace.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn. Boy, Raccoon Man, is it okay for you to be talking so candidly with us right now? They won't get you for that, will
I
they?
don't think so.
Enough time has passed. It's been decades s- since Okay, Raccoon Man, how long? What was the longest time you spent on a ship?
Oh, without touching land,
Yeah.
probably about 4 months, maybe
Gee.
a little
Oof.
longer.
Ouch.
We were
Wow.
operating. We were operating through the Red Sea and the Persian Gulf, leading the oil tankers through and getting them through the minefields. And that was 24/7 nonstop. The only time we slowed down was to get gas and fuel. And after
Ironic.
that,
Wow. In
toward the
action.
end, the last 2 weeks, we were down to eating shit like stewed tomato and rice 2 or 3 times
Ay,
a
ay,
day.
ay.
Oh,
I
God.
remember going 3 days. I walked down there and it was the same shit. I was like, screw that.
Well,
So,
God,
it's not
by
an
that time
aircraft carrier.
you want to eat your own forearm.
well,
Okay,
you got to remember, this was 6,000 miles away and nowhere. We were in places we wasn't supposed to be, or doing things we wasn't supposed to do or see. So we couldn't come out in the open like a normal ship and get replenished like on a
oh,
normal routine. And then when you threw the mining of the Red Sea, you think the Navy was going to throw a bunch of ships in there? Hell no,
oh,
it was just us and the Start. That was it.
God, you guys were so expendable. You're given
Yes,
all
you're
this
very.
responsibility, all this training, all of this, uh, you know, uh, and there's like a dedication to your job if you have a work ethic. So they took advantage of everybody who had a work ethic and trained them and beat them,
Right.
and you were
Well,
expendable.
and and to this day, you have a severe. If you did something wrong and it caused someone to get hurt or harmed or die because of your negligence, you didn't do your job, didn't do it right, you had that on you 24/7. Then put it in a combat situation. You're not talking about somebody. If I miss and don't see a mine, that kills everybody on the ship. So, at 23, 24, 25 years old, that's a lot of pressure. You got,
No
300 lives on, and the captain's telling you, I'm relying on you. Make sure you guys don't go to sleep and keep your eyes open. And it was as real as you could get at that time.
Now, this is on the
Oh,
Saratoga still?
No, hell no. This
Oh,
is on the USS LaSalle, AGF-3.
oh,
Pull
I'm
her
still
up.
having flight deck dreams over here on the
Oh,
Saratoga. My bad.
Saratoga was a damn love boat cruise. I mean, I thought it was a joke. Uh,
wow.
After what I come from, and when I got there, and they had 2 or 3 mess decks, hamburgers and hot dogs 24/7.
Yeah, because they got
Uh,
that flight deck. They just fly that stuff fresh. They can hit McDonald's and still have the steam
Bring
off
it
the
to you.
fries. Yeah, once it gets off the plane, the food's still hot,
So
steamy
that's
off.
what was
I don't know about
publicized for national digestion. That's what they gave us.
nothing.
That's all we heard about. Um, so you got
There
the
was
real
nothing ever
stories.
said about us in the press. It wasn't allowed.
Never. All we heard was about
The
what we
ship's
heard.
blowing up.
Shit. Wow, boy.
Looking back in history, pull it up on YouTube. Google the mining of the Red Sea and the Persian Gulf, and look at the total of oil tankers blew up. I seen probably 30 to 40 somewhere in there.
Jesus Christ.
I'm talking gigantic super tankers with the whole front end blowed off of them and burnt smooth up like a crisp. One hit one time, and it was at nighttime. We was in the Red Sea, and we were headed up to the Suez. And you know, you pass by some of these parts of Saudi Arabia, and they have the refineries with the flare stacks going, and over the horizon, it looks like the sun coming up. Well, we're out in the middle of the Red Sea, far away from land, and I see this glow coming over the horizon, and I called down on the bridge. I said, something ain't right. I said, something glowing over the horizon. They said, what are you talking about glowing? I said, I can see it just barely over the horizon. I'm talking 20-something miles away where the curvature of the earth
You're looking at
drops.
looking at it with the big eyes or by your
Yeah,
naked
you
eye?
got to have them. And I could see the lightning of the sky. But anyhow, what it was, the tanker had recently hit and blew up, and we went passing by it. And it was like, you know, the scene in Apocalypse Now when they're going through there and the shit's all burning and shit, and it's quiet, and they're just looking. You know, that's the kind of vibe or feel that was that night. It was surreal. It was you've seen it, you knew it happened, but you really
Yes, like a
couldn't
disconnect.
process what you were looking at. Right.
Damn.
You know,
Okay,
you got this
Raccoon
giant super tanker burning.
Be all you can
Yeah.
be.
Damn,
Uh,
Raccoon Man.
No, fly
Okay,
Navy.
so okay, you're here talking about this to us. How many of your associates are here to talk about this today? How many of you are here to talk about
Maybe
it?
years ago, you know how you got these websites for your ship so people stay in touch.
Yeah.
I seen, let's see, maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I pulled it up on the web, and I seen one guy's name on there that I served with. That was in my division. And after that 15 years, they send me a thing every year for whenever they're gonna have a ships get together or what. And I'll pull it up and look, and I seen nobody registered but this one guy, and I ain't seen him back doing anything as far as putting any info in there or anything. So I don't know. There was only 5 of us, so I don't know.
Damn.
Well, my old squadron has a Facebook kind of page, and I was trying to mention to Robin how I was wanting to go to that reunion for that
Reunion.
Yeah.
squadron. I'm probably going to miss it because I got a doctor's appointment right in the middle of it, and right at the beginning of it. But the thing is, on that Facebook page, you get more people wanting to sell us T-shirts with our emblem
Oh
on it
yeah,
than you
Oh,
have
for
more
fuck's sake.
there
members.
hardly any members are on there. I was going to ask you, what'd you work on? E2 Hawkeye?
Me, I was land based off of NAS Jacks, and I worked
Yeah.
on the P3 Orions, as in
Okay,
like Hunt for
P3s.
Red October. Yeah, the P3s. They're like the little RVs in the sky with the Sono Boys and the Mad
Yeah,
Boom.
they're the sub hunters.
Yes, against
Ah,
Russia, anti-submarine warfare.
Yeah,
I love hearing you
ASW.
guys talk. Wow. Okay. Also, Raccoon Man, I gotta ask you. You said like stayed awake for a week. Okay. Here's what I know about uh people who have hard jobs in the military. My ex-husband worked for Lockheed. He had to have top secret security. It was like
Yeah,
12 feet of security papers, two
right.
sides that you had to fill out. And I did that for him for his security clearance. And he worked on, the SR-71 stuff.
Oh, he
And
was a skunk works guy.
a skunk. Oh, Jesus, you knew he was. Yeah, he had an A&P license and shit. But he, everybody
Y'all
lies.
California?
Yeah.
Okay, he flew the CIA planes out of L.A. They had their
He
own little.
worked on them. He did riveters. He wasn't he was thick, but he wasn't a really big guy, so he could crawl around. And so, he would bring home pop rivets and stuff. He
Oh,
stole everything. But also he stole like a Dop bag from one of the pilots, and in that Dop bag, uh, there were amphetamines, and they were standard issue
no
for
dose.
military amphetamines so that you could stay up. Did you experience that?
No, but I was
Me neither.
told if I had a problem that the corpsman could come see us. Right?
Okay, so it
It's
was
not
available.
explicit. It's not
Well, you
explicitly.
couldn't be explicit. Yeah.
But anyhow, I had
He
them because
bragged.
I was a senior guy, and my job was make sure nobody went to sleep. Right?
Mm,
While on duty or up on the bridges. And the thing was, the captain told me to tell the guys, said, it's unofficially, but officially, you're in a war zone now because we was operating in a minefield. And he said, anybody caught sleeping on watch can
mm.
be executed because you're putting the risk of the ship and the crew at danger.
So they provided things that were like
Maritime
no.
law.
I didn't have nothing. No, what we survived on was, say, like maybe I'd sleep an hour or maybe an hour or two. That would be it.
Disco
But I
nap.
didn't sleep
Yeah.
my rack because my rack where I slept was forward of the ship, and it was right on the waterline where you hit a mine. So
Jeez.
I stayed awake and stayed
Didn't
up my
want to go
duty
to sleep.
station. And the only time I went down was to take my showers, eat, and I was back up because I knew if we blew up, only people had a chance was on the outside of the ship, not on the inside.
So you
Um,
picked your place. Yeah.
Well, you
Probably
had to
But
have some heavy crashes eventually, Raccoon. I mean, you just can't do.
no,
You
I
never
did
had
it.
a big long crash
just
ever.
kept
The
No,
whole.
going.
I
Oh
come home,
wow.
man. It fucked me up to the point I came home, and it was like I was going 100 miles an hour, and everybody was in slow motion. My mind was racing,
Oh.
Oh God, that's
and
like conditioning. That's like
and
Hmm.
I was
mentally
still working
conditioned.
at what they call ship speed, life on the ship. I didn't know how to shut it down. So
I
I've
understand.
gone all these years still, hour here, couple hours there. Every once in a while, I'll get a good long sleep. But
Yeah.
when you have a drill in your head that you got all these people, under you, that if you make a mistake, they're all dead. Well, you
Yeah.
take that kind of serious, and some people, when you get it put on you and you have to do it, you just have to do it. And all I can tell you is Marlboros and fucking drinking coffee, and I'm not a coffee drinker. That might have gave me the speed to keep going. It could have been adrenaline, but I know
That
like I told
Sicilian
the doctors,
espresso
I
ain't
ain't never
bad.
slept a normal night since I went through that.
Well,
Did you
that
get a chance to
changes.
do Sicily?
Huh?
Did you get a chance to do Sicily ever?
Oh, I was Signilla twice.
Oh, isn't it wonderful?
Yeah, I've been to Naples. I've been to Trieste. I've been to fucking Toulon. I've been to Malaga, Rota,
Oh, Rhoda,
Portugal,
he is speaking my
Azores.
language. It's like talking
I've
your
been
old
to the
home language.
Azores, the Bahamas, St. Kitts,
Ah, St.
Bermuda,
Kitts, Jumfu Happy
St. Thomas.
St. Thomas. Yes.
Wow.
He's like
God,
Johnny
you guys.
Cash. He's been everywhere, man.
Damn, Raccoon Man. This could be one of those movies. You have so many stories.
Oh, he could write
And
several
he's here to
movies.
talk about it. Raccoon Man, how's your health right now? Are you okay?
No, I've been sick. I worked in the oil patch or oil related industries pretty much most of my life, either pipelines, offshore, this or that.
Yeah.
Toward the after so many years, I was I was married from my 30s to in my 40s, and then when I got my divorce and got away from that crazy woman, I said I'm only taking care of Raccoon Man from here on out. So I bought
Good.
me a house out on the lake.
You didn't have to play with Agent Orange, did you, boss?
No, but I was around a lot of strange, high-powered microwaves that would make your braces resonate and
Oh,
your fucking
Jesus.
it
Microwave
would wipe it would
technology is weaponry. Yes.
and we would wipe out our back in the 80s people that was old enough. The rage was the Seiko digital watch.
Uh-huh.
They were the be all end all. I mean, in
The
the mid
Seikos.
80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had one
Yeah,
that played for Elise.
so we could get them cheap over there, either in the PX store overseas because you didn't pay taxes or duty on it and all that
Yeah,
shit.
duty free. Yeah.
And you'd buy, say, a $300 watch over there, it was like a $1,500 watch back in the States. And a buddy of mine, Bernie, he happened to have braces and he had one of them watches. And when they switched to, I can't remember what was full power, Incom Alpha or Delta, one or the other is full output power, and your microwaves go to full power. We were leaning over a railing, and he had his mouth open, and you could hear the resonance as the
Oh,
microwave would resonate off his brace wire, and it would go
mhm.
zing 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 zing. And if you ever heard it on the TV, you know what microwave sounds like. It makes a little ring zing zing sound,
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
it was doing it off his teeth. And I was like, holy fuck. And we was talking, and he looked down, he goes, I got ripped off, man. My watch is broke. I looked down, I said, no, the fucking RF just killed it, dude.
I got a
Whoa.
quarter. I got a quarter bet saying that the Delta was the stronger waves,
Okay.
just because of the way the knobs work. Click, 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 click.
Well, you,
Dang, back in the 60s when I was first married and just had my first baby, our next door neighbor was a guy who worked in Thule, Greenland. He was an electro microwave technician back in
radar
the
man.
60s when they were studying the weaponry b- part of the microwave technology. And this was in the 60s, y'all. Think of how it's going now, starting back then. Think of the developments and the pinpoint surgical accuracy of microwaves. And that's only just a tiny part of like weaponry, but damn,
What do,
damn.
what do y'all think is going up in the fucking space and all these? You think they're all
All those
TV cameras?
satellites. Yeah, bullshit. How many thousands of satellites are up there
They
doing
don't
their?
Mhm.
tell you how many go up.
I
I know,
think we
but you
have
can
like
only imagine.
60,000 pieces of space junk that NASA will
And
admit to.
all of it with a brain. Every single one has a
And
brain, and it's
how
sending
many is
data.
weaponized?
I don't know.
We don't know, huh?
No.
And so all this talk about current news. All this talk about Russia and the Ukraine and all this stuff. This is like parlor games. They have the capability. Every major power in the world has all the technology they need to wipe out an entire city with one press of a button. But so all of this dancing around they're doing with they bombed a quarter of a hospital, or they bombed this is like, what is this? This is like Broadway shows. When
Yeah, it's
if they were serious, they could really be serious, but they're not serious. It's, all about headlines and
it's not about ending. It's about starting. Starting
it's
wars
about
makes
and
people wealthy.
keeping it going.
Warbucks.
It's all
Wars
about
are about
the
making
wealthy.
money. There is no
Ding
good.
ding ding
There's
ding
no
ding ding ding
bad.
ding 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 ding
There's
ding.
no
Uh,
bad
There's
guy.
no morality.
Putin is not a Hitler. He's not a crazy man. There's
Oh,
something in
he's a
Ukraine
little
that stinks
pale,
to
sick
high
guy.
heaven.
Uh, yeah, but it's all about, you know what? It's all about the oligarchy and money. It's all about money, and the rich
Well,
guys are doing this.
They're
So rich
producing
guys.
weapons, and if there's not a war, there's no demand. You can only buy so
Ding, ding,
many.
ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, and there's no headlines. There's no
Well,
Raccoon
we
knows.
God.
that's my world. Let me put it this way: I had a uncle. He passed away long gone. He spent 6 tours in Vietnam.
6.
He- 6. He was Air
Wow.
Force intelligence. All he did was go from Vietnam back to Wiesbaden, West Germany. He never dutied back home. He worked for another agency, and he was involved in all the dirty shit during the Vietnam War. And not, Rambo in it, but he was around it, setting up electronic communication, microwaves. He was a cryptologist, so he went wherever they needed somebody to, code and decode, and that could be a remote camp.
Well,
And
go ahead.
it's in the family, and I worked for the same group. When I got out, they offered me a job. My great uncle Earl, come from Colorado. He taught meteorology at the Air Force Academy. He was a World War II colonel. He flew bombers over Germany during World War II. He was a big government man. And when I come out, they had my career already sitting on the back of a truck. All I had to sign my name on a piece of paper, and I was headed to Quantico.
Huh. To keep you quiet, maybe?
No,
No, to pay you
because of the
well.
training. And my specialty was Middle East, and that's the huge demand. You can't look. You y'all seen in the 90s, the 2000s, the cutting off of people's heads and all this shit. I
Yeah.
used to have to walk off the ship, carry a diplomatic pouch over to the fucking embassy in Karachi at the consulate's office. And that might be at fucking 2300 at night if it's an emergency, because we would get communication, and you wasn't allowed to carry nothing, no weapons, and you're walking around for a mile and a half. You got nothing but a bunch of in Karachi. There's millions of them, and
I
they
gotta
hate
ask
your guts.
Raccoon,
What?
what made
What?
you enlist? I assume you enlisted.
Yeah. I
What
enlisted.
made you enlist?
Uh, One, the oil business was dead
Ignorance.
down here. Number two was I could have gone to Air Force. That's all my family's Air Force, and I could have skated right through it and became an officer. But I wanted to go somewhere, do something, and I didn't want to sit on my ass. So when I got out of A school, like she was saying, they give you a choice of duty assignments, and depending on how high you graduate in the class, you get your pick. Well, I wasn't at the top. I was kind of at the bottom because I just, was skating through there and figured school, just learn enough to know what you learn out on the job. And I didn't have too many things. There was like aircraft carrier and a couple of oilers and ammunition ship and stuff. And that didn't sound cool. And I said, man, what's this LaSalle about? And they said, oh, man, you don't go over there. And I said, what's the matter? They said, you don't go over there, man. One of the senior chiefs said, he said, wherever they go, if bad shit happens. I said, I'm game. He said, you're
I'm in
fucking
for it.
crazy.
He said, hold right
So
here.
I signed up for the worst fucking duty, the hardest, arduous duty.
Damn,
And
you
then
did.
it took 3 months to get through all the backgrounds, get my passports and all that shit, because you didn't fly back
Gosh.
then. You could travel pretty much around the world in your uniform, but if you was going anywhere or did anything in the Middle East, they shipped all your uniforms to your duty command. You had to look like a civilian.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a trip. It was
Damn.
unusual duty. It was fun though, and when you're
God.
young,
You know what a fashion show is, Raccoon?
that's a fucking bunch of flag officers walking around.
Oh no, that was a punishment a form of punishment given to me when I was in the military because I got busted in my working dungarees on the streets.
Oh,
Oh, you
bad
got
girl.
caught wearing government issued whatever in
In
all
public.
And
yeah,
yeah,
in public what do they call it? It's almost like getting a sunburn, damage of government property.
I don't know, but I had to do a fashion show to prove I had the proper. I was just going because I lived off base,
Yeah,
and I was in my work. Your working dungarees.
yeah, the word blues.
Yeah, exactly. And I was on my way to work, and my car broke down, and I had to, get the car towed, and someone narked on
Pass
me,
by.
and I had to do a fashion show.
In full dress.
And that's where you go and you report in your dress whites. You salute your commanding officer, then you march your ass out of there and you change into your dress blues. You march to his desk, you salute him, and then you go and you show that you have each and every one of the issued uniforms that you have.
You Johnny
Wow.
Cash, huh?
Man in black.
And and that was my punishment. I thought it wasn't so bad. I thought it was almost hilarious. I mean, it could have been worse. Because I got in trouble.
Hey,
They didn't even dock my pay or nothing.
I didn't care for the working blues. They were uncomfortable for me. The pockets were goofy. You couldn't put shit in them.
By design. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's for shipboard work and shipboard life. It ain't really for comfort or looks. It's just that they'll hold up. But I didn't ever have to put up with stupid shit like that. I think I would have got kicked out of the Navy if somebody told me to do. Look, when I got out, I went into reserves. Right, I'm a E4, and I could have been an E5, but I didn't want to take the test because I knew I was getting out, and I had to do a little bit of reserve time. And due to my background and I couldn't do that. I was like a fucking officer. You go to a reserve command, you got like 50 people ain't never seen a ship, much less been on a ship. So that you got one guy supervising the other guy supervising the other guy. Stupid shit like that. Finally, I went in there one day and I told XO or the captain of the place, I said, if I can't do anything, I said, here, man, y'all can keep your damn money. I'm quitting. He said, you can't quit the Navy. I said, well, you can call it whatever, but you ain't seeing me come back here no more.
What?
Well,
Dang.
and I had such a high, medals and high ratings and commendations and stuff. They didn't want to fuck with me. They just let me go.
Well, okay. So I got a while back. I had a thought. God, Raccoon Man, your stories just blow my mind. You're like a walking history book of what really was. But I got to tell you, okay, in my era of wars and shit, back Vietnam, um, all of my friends except one came back from Vietnam. But my sister had a friend. He was her neighbor. He was a bomber pilot. He was in the Air Force, bomber pilot. And he said after he got back that he was in for like 3 years, every single mission was aborted. Every single mission, all the full load that he was carrying when he was piloting these bombers, at the last minute, they were ordered to dump them in the bay. All of the armaments, all the bombs were. He was ordered to dump them in the bay. Flight after flight, mission after mission after mission. He says, we never bombed shit. We were ordered to dump them in the bay. Does that sound right, Raccoon Man?
I seen somebody take a copier and throw it off the ship because they wanted a new one. Does that count?
Probably.
They couldn't get it fit. Couldn't get it to run. So Master Chief Jenkins told I worked in the same commo division or a part of the commo division. I wasn't a radioman, but he was mad at it. And he said, he called me Dan. He said, "Can you get a spot where we can throw this son of a bitch off the ship?" I said, "Hell yeah." So we had a party. We threw a damn big copier into the ocean.
Uh,
He said, "I bet I get a new one now."
because it's gone.
That's how
Right.
you address the
I
magnesium
gotta have a
fire.
copier. So, ASAP, they might have spent $300,000 to get a copier to us back then.
Oh
You
yeah,
know.
because military charges are way off the charts.
Well,
Uh,
the thing was it had to go from different planes, different countries to get to Bahrain, and we was at sea, and they brought it in on a helicopter.
huh,
Our
yeah,
mail, everything come in by helicopter. I mean, that was our lifeline. If we
big
wasn't
charges.
within helo range, we didn't know what was going on.
Okay, 6 drops. Okay, should I add this to the stream? You posted something. Should I add that?
That's my attempt at a share screen. That is me in my uniform sitting on my brand new 88 Pontiac Fiero.
Look at what you were, a hot cookie. Damn. 6.
Yeah, I bet you she had all the damn flight boys chasing her ass.
Woohoo!
Woohoo.
But
Okay,
yeah, that's the one that actually broke down, and I had to do the fashion show because of that little red car
because
there.
of that car, you had to do
Mhm.
the parade, the fashion show.
The fashion show.
Okay, 6 drops. I don't think I've ever asked you that, but you know what? Well, you're still a cutie. But did you see a lot of action back in those days?
What do you mean action?
Oh, you know what I mean.
Bedroom action,
Thanks,
rack
Raccoon.
or in Navy parlance, rack action,
Did
or
ya? Did ya? You can tell us. Nobody's listening.
Did you get
mattress
any?
Olympics.
Did you get any fucking in?
I did conceive a child in the military. How's that for some action?
Well, something happened.
Yeah.
Something happened. Something
It
And he
could
happened.
have
was
been a
even
turkey
delivered in the
baster,
Yeah.
We don't know. We wasn't there.
Yeah, there you go.
Might have caught it off a toilet seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot
Or
of
a
men.
doorknob.
There you go.
Oh man, talking about that.
I'm just a succubus. Who knows who?
Anyway, I gotta take off. I'll see you guys later.
Okay, Mud. Thanks for being here, sweetie Petey.
See you, Mud.
See
You can
ya.
run, baby, but you can't
See
hide.
you.
Remember that.
we
See
were,
you when you make your waffles.
All right.
yeah.
Okay, bye.
But
Okay.
we were going into Mombasa, Kenya, and they would give you these communiques from the State Department, telling them about if there's problems with the public or look out for this or that. And I remember this shit. It had in bold type, man, like fucking italicized shit. Even the trees have gonorrhea. Tell all your sailors to wear rubbers before you leave the ship. Put a rubber on. It could be in there.
And if you've ever tried to put a rubber on a limp dick, damn, that's a job.
But
Can't do it.
that brought that back. And they wasn't lying too, because when we pulled out, like we were there 3 days or so, maybe 4.
When you pulled out. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. when the ship departed and we were on our way, I remember there was one morning I was cutting through, and I can't remember where I was going, but I had
Probably
to go
Philippines.
I had to go past sick bay. And there was this long line of guys standing there holding 2 vials of penicillin in each hand.
Oh, they left.
And one of mine was my buddy, and I had joked with him. I said, "You better wear a rubber, man. You read that? Fuck yeah, rubber." I ain't
Oh,
gonna
the
catch
ribbing ensues.
nothing.
Damn.
Oh yeah. After that, yeah, we ragged the fuck out you. If you didn't have.
We ragged the fuck out you.
But I'm gonna tell you something. Be honest with you. In Africa, in Kenya, the people speak English better than we do. Very polite, nice people and stuff. But They're like the French. For fucking God's sake, take a goddamn bath. I could smell them 100 yards away. The BO.
The pit smell, the sour ass smell.
Oh, that no bath smell. Just rank.
Oh, that yeah,
They walk up
funky.
to you, talk to you and shit, and it just make you almost want to dry heave.
The
And the
squatter.
only two places I experienced was in Africa and France.
No
France is the
kidding.
nastiest motherfucking people on the goddamn planet. Take a
All
bath
those
and brush your teeth, motherfucker.
natural smells.
I zipped by
Oh,
Toulon.
huh?
I've zipped by Toulon before.
Yeah.
Toulon?
We got to
Toulon,
go
France.
Toulon,
It's a little
and I
island.
got to go to Paris. Got to go. Went to the Riviera because
Damn.
Toulon's not far from it. And
Lots of naked bodies.
Did you get to visit the Seine? I don't know if I'm pronouncing
yeah,
the
it
river.
stunk.
Did it? I was worried it would. I
It
didn't miss
smelled
much
like fucking downtown London, in the summertime.
then. Ooh.
I
It's
never. So the Parisians smell bad. I never knew that.
What even makes it worse?
Well,
They
that was
were
back then.
they take a fucking bath in the cheapest perfume and cologne to mask that smell.
Like the
Oh.
Victorians did. Don't bathe, just cover it up
Th-
with all those
They believe,
sachets.
a bath once a week, or like on Saturday or something. I think that's their culture. Some of them probably never took a bath because if you've ever been in a crowd of French people,
In the summer.
the BO and the nicotine and the sour wine, the sour grape smell comes out of their fucking mouth.
I'll be damned.
You have to be there to experience, but I trust you. You'll have a different look at Paris and France.
I never knew that
You know
about.
those gag bottles of fart spray you get? Look where
Yeah.
they're manufactured. I bet it's from France.
Probably in the yeah, in
The Italians, especially down in Naples, is
they're
not
stinky too.
not as bad as the
I didn't
French.
think.
I'll be damned. No wonder they eat all that cheese.
The French, man, they like funky, smelly shit.
Earthy, smelly pit smells.
Well,
Man,
look
boy,
at the shit they eat. They'll take the most foul shit and charge $100 to eat it.
French
Limburger
onion soup,
cheese.
yeah, with the drippy, cheesy, steaming. Okay, so that maybe it numbs their nose
I
job.
don't know.
Maybe so they
This
really
was
can't
back
smell it.
86 when I was there.
Yeah, look at Ratatouille. The one dude had a whole rat under his hat. No one cared.
Rat under it. What?
It's
But-
a Disney
rat-
show, Ratatouille. It's about some French cooking thing.
Oh,
It's
rat.
just-
Ratatouille.
I don't
I'll
know
be
if it's
damned.
because you had to live in close confines with people and stuff. You have no tolerance for people like Shanny and Rev. I look at them in utter disgust because they won't, a damn bar of soap and a little hot water don't cost that much.
Even cold water, a bar of soap and any water. You can find a muddy stream and still
We
get
are
clean
going
in it.
to make money. We're going to make Delta 8 soap.
Delta 8 soap.
Oh, they buy that by the ton and eat it.
See, baby, we're going to do it. We're going to make Delta 8 soap. We can do it. Maybe,
but okay, they'll put it on their Amazon wish list because they're not going to buy it themselves.
But so many people would probably get them that Delta 8 soap of all the things on their wish list. I mean,
yeah, that boy, Raccoon Man, that whole thing about Shanny and Rev, I mean, I just sit here and watch with my mouth open. How can people live like that? But people do. Okay, I live in Los Angeles. Okay, under every freeway overpass, there is a homeless encampment, both sides of the street.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and you just kind of
Sell
drive
and
by
get
and
out.
try not to look at them too much.
Sell and get the
She
fuck
probably
out of there
can't.
while you can.
I don't know if you can.
But it's those people in those homeless encampments. This is Rev and Shanny because they are privileged to have
Yeah.
a roof over their heads. Otherwise they would be just one of those people that nobody communicates with.
Well,
You
maybe
just drive past them. But this is Shanny and Rev. They are like homeless people with a roof. They're degenerate. They beg. They live in their own little
They
psychotic world.
well,
they
can
are
you
too. They say Delta 8, but I see her eyes, and I'm gonna tell you what.
They're getting something else.
meth?
They're junkies. They're two junkies.
Then
Mm.
they're not talking about it because Delta 8 is the only thing you can legally talk about.
Well,
Yeah,
I
Uh,
don't.
but you don't slur your words like a
y-
drunk, like after
y-
you just took a couple of Percocets or whatever.
yeah, porcaceps.
Well,
Porcaceps.
can someone help me out with the thing with sits there and most of the videos that people have shared and done their, what do they call it, respond videos too. You see
Yeah,
her
reaction.
reading from
Yeah.
the reaction videos. You see her reading from the Bible, but then someone up and disclosed their wish list, and I see books on witchcraft on it.
Witchcraft. Well, because it's all a lie. All that Jesus and God stuff. It's just the car she drives. Everybody's got to have a horse to ride in on, and that's the one she comes in on. It's the Jesus thing. She doesn't look at it. She doesn't live. I've got real Jesus people in my family, and they are the kindest, most helpful people. My cousins, I'm a scandal to the family because I'm out here talking dirty, but my cousins are the most decent people I've ever known. And
But do they
they're,
keep books of witchcraft too, though?
are you kidding? They just shake their head, throw up their hands, and walk the other way.
So
Y-
no, that's not a normal Christian thing to do, is to want.
it indeed is not a normal Christian thing to do. Shani and Rev are God, subverting they're making all that Jesus talk an abomination. The Jesus talk coming out of their mouths, I'm appalled. I'm appalled. Shani,
Okay.
if you're listening, and I know Shani kind of peeks in on me once in a while because, I've had her ex husband on the stream a couple of times. He's going to come back, but I know she keeps track of it. Shani, you're an abomination. You are not a Christian. Don't take down my Christian relatives, my Christian friends who really believe in it and do good. They do good. I don't see you do it. Yeah, you gave some of Rev's money to somebody who said they wanted money. That doesn't make you benevolent or a Christian. That makes you a showboat, asshole, degenerate, nasty, unshowered, smelly, flappy thing. Okay, I'm done.
Tell us how you really feel, Robin.
Oh, no, I can't. I have to hold back. It's the internet.
Well, I was just curious because, I'm not a real big Christian follower. Look at my icon. That should clue you off for starters.
There it is. Yeah.
So I wasn't too sure if that was a regular Christian-like practice to desire the possession of books on witchcraft.
Nope.
No, in fact, now she's cursed for even talking about it, Shani. Now you are cursed even worse. Okay, Jesus abandoned you first. Now you have the gods mad at you. Shani,
But she's got Vaughn's gods now. They're the powerful. Nothing will harm Vaughn, right? He won't be homeless.
Vaughn won't share his gods. He's
He won't
jealous.
share.
No,
He won't share a little.
Shani's on her. No.
Those are
But
Vaughn's gods.
Shanny,
She said it her
Shanny,
own.
and Rev are two Satanists that portray themselves as Christians to try to dupe Christians into giving them money. Is that scam?
Well, you know what? I don't even give them that kind of a credit because even Satanism has its own doctrine, their own dogma, their own rules. She
I have
doesn't follow any
friends
kind
that
of shit.
are I wouldn't call them Satanists, but they're they practice magic or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. I've been there too.
Whatever it is, but at least they're honest with you. they're not trying to scam you like a fucking 2-bit street hustling preacher.
No.
Yeah, or
The
a
only
whore
thing the
pastor
Satanists
friend.
want from you is your soul. And if you're stupid
Yes.
enough to give it to them, that's your problem.
Well,
Yeah, but
some of them are take really good care of your souls for you, and they put it in
I'm
a cute
sure
little
they
velvet
will till your
box.
ass is on fire.
yeah, hand it over. Okay,
You
That's
know,
it. But the
Satanists can get
devil,
your
that
soul.
devil
That's
comes and claims your ass. Then it ain't all fun and games.
Satanists can't take your soul.
well,
You can't have a soul taken unless you're willing to give it up.
Exactly.
I don't even know if I have one. That's all mythology to me. Show me the proof. Show me the empirical evidence. There has never
Well,
been any. I know it's called faith, but I ain't gotten it. I
I'm
believe in
more
people.
I'm more Buddhist. I believe in do no harm, help the
Do
people
no
you can
harm.
help. Yeah, do no harm.
Do no harm. Do no harm. Leave the world better when you leave it better
And
than
help
when you
anyone
start.
that you can help if you can.
Yeah.
Listen, be there for your fellows. Somebody asked me one time, what was my belief, and I stated, well, I have no religion. I have no belief in the normal sense, but I believe in
Hi,
people,
Toby.
and I believe their intrinsic good and what they are inside and how they can impact the world.
Yeah.
That's it's not even a religion. I trust that, I'm no Pollyanna. I'm not a jerk, a dupe anymore. Well, yes, I am. But, I believe in us. I believe in us and how we can have an impact. And even in tiny little ways, even impact your own life. Uh, uh, so, but I do respect people who have the devotion to a divine entity, because the people I know, okay, I know an observant Jew. She is one of the best people I've ever known. She's a helper. She's a listener. She, in whatever manner she heals. Yeah, and I talked about my cousins. They are very devout, and I respect that because it makes them good people. Maybe they're even good without that, but, I have respect for that, but I also have respect for myself, who, I have no beliefs, but I do trust in us. Um, so I hang on to that. I'm 75 years old. I've arrived at this in my life after
Well, you
having
I'm
sorry?
gotta
like
take
Jim.
care of yourself.
I'm like Jim Morrison. We'll find out when we go through that door.
There you go. But I know
Or
you gotta take care of
or
yourself first, Robin, because you can't pour from a cracked teapot.
can't pour from a crap teapot. And Raccoon Man, maybe there's no door.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Jim said there was that he was the lizard king, right? You have to
Yeah,
listen
there's
to the
that.
lizard king.
You have to, because that's supreme. Hi, Eileen Ebony. Eileen Ebony's over in there.
Yeah. And Toby,
Or so I and Toby memes. Okay, Raccoon Man. I don't know if you know, but Eileen Ebony, sweet little girl she is. Well, she's not. Well, she's like my grandkid. She's across the pond, and she came on. She has this. She's just this darling girl, but on our Halloween show, everybody dressed up who was on the panel, and Eileen Ebony, her costume was Shanny for Christ.
hi,
Uh,
Leno.
I know, and she's Shannon. I mean, Eileen is just this precious, sweet girl, darling little face. She's a baby, but she dressed up as Shanny. And when I saw her in the green room, because I posted it, in the chat to come on. When I saw her in the green room, she had her hair up in these Mickey Mouse ear hair puffy things up there, and she has this sweet little round face, and she had the makeup on. So when I saw her in the green room, it was all kind of fuzzed out. I thought, how did Shani know about this? I mean, I seriously, for a couple of heartbeats, I thought Eileen Ebony was Shani showing up to the Halloween show, and then oh my God, it's Eileen! And so, yeah, that was epic. That was epic. Look for
I
a
wish
Halloween show.
I'd have caught that, and I guess Grampy come as a lobster again this year, huh?
Okay, what did Grampy show up?
Was
Well,
he a
he is
witch?
the lobster, so that's not even a costume. I don't know if Grampy showed up for a Halloween show or not.
Couldn't
Six
remember.
Drops, Six Drops was
Oh
there.
Lord.
She
Yeah,
was
I think Grampy. Yeah, because Grampy was making fun of.
I can't now. I have to go back to my own
I
stream,
can't
and
remember.
I can't either. I
I was
can't
a
read
one-eyed flying purple people eater.
People Eater, and she
Yeah,
danced. For
sort of.
sort of. Yeah, I can't remember what we were talking about now.
But back to Shanny and Rev.
That. Yep.
Yeah.
You
Hi,
know,
Rena.
Sands, they don't take baths for what, weeks, months?
Who?
Who?
Them?
Yeah,
Well,
them
we
two.
don't know because they have no hot water.
Oh, that's right. They Rev wouldn't hook up electricity for them or something.
Well, they have electricity, but no gas.
Well, they insist they have everything, and everything's just perfect.
They have everything
What I'm
they
getting
need.
at is there's two kids. They're turning into serial killers by this.
Mhm.
Who knows what they are growing there? You know, it's like a hothouse because it's all self-contained.
Do they
Nobody
go to
gets out.
school? Do the kids go
She says
anywhere?
they do online school. And she
Bullshit.
says that Will, the one that she outed, has online friends. I'm wondering what Will's doing out there on the internet. You know, I want to see if he's on what, MySpace?
Is he one of Sticky Ricky's buddies?
She is probably her son's online friend, and about
Oh.
2 of her stock accounts or something.
When they say kids, I immediately go to Sticky Ricky and the pedo gang.
I don't know who that is, Sticky Ricky.
Ricky over in England. What the hell is his name? He's the one that's got AIDS and he's dying and he's
Oh, that's a neighborhood I don't go into. Do you know what it is, Six?
A Sticky Ricky?
yeah, Ricky.
No.
What the hell's his name?
I need a little more.
Oh, y'all want a test subject of a freakazoid?
You're not talking Cyrex. Rest in peace,
Oh,
Cyrex.
this is above Cyrex.
Really? I only just
Supposedly, Sticky Ricky finger banged and sucked his dog off on camera.
Oh,
no.
no. Oh God, I gotta moan here.
Well, I don't know what's worse. Cyrex, I used to love Snicker bars, but you know, that's crimes against humanity what he did to that Snicker bar that night.
Oh God, I don't even want to. Okay, Rick Productions says
Rick Productions, Sticky Ricky.
I have
Rick
not.
I did. Oh
Hangs
God,
out with
Raccoon
emo. Go
Man.
figure.
Man,
fuck off! I'm out.
Why hasn't that weirdo been banned from? Oh Jesus!
Oh, they have banned him. They have banned him. Look, people all over the world were sending him tons of Chinese takeout food and fucking pizzas, and he was having to pay for it for a little while. And finally, he just refused. I mean, people have fucked with this dude.
Okay, wait a minute.
Supposedly wife is in prison for pedophilia.
What does the
how can a woman be in
little boy? Check this out. They didn't mess with the little boys, but they gave them baths because they were dirty. They'd get in there and give them a shower. I'm not talking about little bitty ones. I'm talking, 10-year-olds, shit like that.
Oh my God.
It's horrible. I mean,
boy, that's a slum that I don't visit. I did,
I fell
sort
into
of
it
knew
by my sick obsession with emo.
That's the pit. I haven't been in the pit, sir.
Well, that's the people that hang out at emo's place.
Yeah.
I was into the emo rants and when he was going nuts up there in Maine. that was the best humor I had ever seen. I laughed. I thought I was going to have a heart attack.
We
Okay,
scared Eileen off.
I didn't
I
mean to
know.
scare her off, but I was just
I'm
trying to
kidding.
Well,
tell you, give
it
you an
did get a
idea
little
of the depravity of this guy.
Well,
did
yeah,
get a
yeah,
little
they got to
rough in
teach us
here.
right before we stumble on it by accident. Raccoons just keeping us, don't fall in that pit. You'll
Well,
hate
you gotta be
yourself later.
careful. I
Yeah.
thought
Cautionary
Schemo was
tales.
just a. I thought Schemo was just a harmless baby diaper
Oh, I
wearing
know
caveman.
somebody who whipped out his dick and we made fun of him. I did not. I had no
Thanks for the
Well,
warning. See,
cautionary
oh,
tale.
he
once a
Well,
sailor, always a sailor. Thanks,
he
Rick.
had a what did he have? The helicopter move going that night.
Oh dear.
Yeah, he was
helicopter.
spinning his junk like a fucking rotor head. Uh,
I guess you'll
Uh,
have that occasionally.
I don't know, man. I never seen one abuse their shit like that.
I never, you know what, but it stands to reason that, whatever you show out on YouTube is only what you want to show out on YouTube that might be acceptable. But, when the camera goes off, I
Quite
don't often
honestly,
think about what's behind.
if I
Uh,
magically had a penis, I would at least try to do the helicopter once just to see if I could.
oh, yeah, but with the door closed.
Because that
Yeah,
is a
not on
curiosity.
live cam.
But no, not on a camera, but yeah, just me and myself and I would have to stand in front of a
I'd
mirror and do
never
it a little hit
heard
and see if I could
about
pull a
that.
helicopter. I'm not gonna
So
lie.
do you make the noise like whoop, 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 whoop,
All I
whoop?
can tell you is Emo pulled his junk out and spun it around like a helicopter. What
So
little
he
bit
has
of junk he
floppage.
had, I mean,
He
it
has
was hard to tell what
floppage.
he was doing.
Yeah, he
Did
has
feces fly from it when he was doing? Never
the
mind.
rocky
Oh,
road.
so gross.
Yeah. Uh, uh,
I was fixing to
alternative
cook something for supper, man. Damn.
I know I haven't ate yet
ruined
either.
that. Yeah.
Well, it kills that appetite. I'm diabetic, so it saves my life. I don't put something in my mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Try one
you're
of them
diabetic.
diabetic insures.
How long you been diabetic, Raccoon Man?
Diagnosed in 10. So
Adult
that's 12
2010?
years, and they said the
adult
damage.
onset.
They said the nerve damage that I had done to my legs when they first diagnosed me and stuff. They
Yeah.
guesstimated I had been pretty diabetic for at least 10 years prior to that. Because
Really?
when I went in the hospital and was going through the VA system and stuff, they did the blood test, and my A1C was 14, and I want to say my blood sugar was 570 or 670. I can't. They wanted to put me in the hospital.
Well, no kidding.
Yeah, isn't normal closer to like maybe 400 if I'm not mistaken, your sugar?
No,
I'm no.
sugar should be about
Lower.
65, 70,
Yeah,
80.
way
Oh,
lower.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
No wonder they wanted you in the hospital. I'm thinking of
Yeah. So, what color are your feet?
Oh, they're all right. I mean, I got
They're
some.
still skin
I got
color. They're not purple.
circulation, but it's the nerve damage. The
Okay. Yeah. That
where the blood
prickly
don't go all the
electric
way to the end
feeling.
of the nerve endings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's speaking my language. I got nerve damage.
Neuropathy and shit.
Yeah, I got neuropathy. I take gabapentin for it, and
Okay.
No,
I
got
take
buckets of that crap.
2,000 milligrams of metformin a day.
You got nortriptyline in there, boss?
I don't know. I got all kind of shit. I was taking
I-
like 17 types of medicine at one time. I don't.
Jesus.
I know. I've got buckets of gabapentin. I can gab.
I don't. Be quite honest with you. I've been taking gabapentin for years, and I don't see no effect. But the VA tells you to take it. I take it, and I told them, I said, I don't really see it. Well, take a couple extra, see if it does it. Now, I eat 4 of them one time, and it didn't do nothing.
It
I
just
still
makes
was
me
hurt.
groggy.
But the test is you stop it and see if it makes a difference. That's the real test.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah,
But if you don't have enough in your bloodstream when they do your test and you're not following what they tell you, they can kick you out of the VA
compliance,
for not
patient
taking prescribed
compliance.
medicine. Huh?
It's still like being in the service. You have to comply.
Oh.
you got to
Ye-
go by the rules.
You have
Yeah,
to.
And
Yeah.
I gotta shoot at the VA. They call me in and give me hell and threaten me and everything else, and they come in and they jab me with needles and recharge my homing mechanism in my head.
Yeah.
Little chip. You just
Maintenance.
It's
Yeah.
just yeah.
Yeah. The engine light comes on. You got to go get serviced.
well, prior to me going in, they just phased it out. They were trying to always treat PTSD with shit like Valium and Xanax, and
Uh huh.
people were either selling it or becoming so severely addicted when they try to get off of it, they die or
Yeah. You
Oxycontin.
have
commit
to
suicide.
titrate off it. If you quit cold turkey, you could die. Yeah.
Huh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the biggest dope dealer.
Going off benzos is like being in your own little torture chamber. I've seen people come off benzos, and it's awful.
I
Don't
don't even know what
cold
benzos
turkey.
are.
Benzodiazepine. Many
Diazepam.
commercial name.
Oh,
Diazepam.
I've heard of that one.
All
Okay.
those. Well,
That's a
even
Valium or a Xanax.
Oh,
Xanax. All those. All
I like
those.
Xanax. Haven't had a Xanax in a long, long time.
You know what? After my heart attacks a couple of years ago, they prescribed Ativan, and holy shit, that crap is wonderful. Uh, and but it says if you consume alcohol, don't take this. I love Ativan because it makes everything okay. And I
I
had the
sleep so
tiniest.
good.
Oh,
They had
Percocet.
I have the tiniest
Percocets.
dosage of Ativan to 0.5 milligram. Anyway, but I drink wine, but I'd rather have a glass of wine than sit and wait for a druggy thing to take effect. So my prescription's even expired. I still have old expired stuff in a bottle, but I love Ativan, man. After a heart attack, when things aren't right anymore. Whoa. Yeah, but I need to have it called in again because my prescription. I don't see why
My favorite
prescriptions. Huh? What?
my
What's your
favorite
favorite?
thing for neuropathy is Percocet. For some reason, that's
That's
my
heavy
cure all
fucking
there.
duty. Geez, that's heavy duty.
I don't care.
Percodan. Well, Percocet is the
Percocet.
more highly refined, but it was Percodan when I was back
No,
before that, and I had a. They're red, right?
no. You're talking about Meprocan.
I don't know that name, but no, I remember Percodan, and it was a red capsule way back in the early '80s. Percocet, Percodan. They called them perks. Yeah, and it was dealt on the street. My sister used to hang out with country western musicians, and they all passed around. And the Reds were the Percodan. Perks, they called them, mellowed everybody out. They passed around in the car on your way to the venue. I was with my sister one time and they handed me one and I said, "What?" But I was a sissy ass, and so I didn't take anything. Although that was the first time I ever tried cocaine. Okay, never mind.
Cocaine's great. It's just that you can't do it a bunch.
I die. I did go through an experimental phase where I did it for
Yeah.
got over the course of 7 years, weekends, and then, the person I was with at the time, started taking it to work, and, it was but dang, that was a good time. That was and your boogers, man, if you God, I can't believe I'm talking about this. Your boogers, don't throw them away, don't flick them away. Uh,
Oh,
you know,
gross.
hey. It's like having a, shrimp cocktail without the sauce. It's salty, but that's, that the Coke residue, don't waste it. Yeah,
What?
it's really depraved. Don't ever
Oh
do that,
God,
you
you
guys.
was a coach.
Oh,
No, I didn't. Oh God, one day I'll tell the story of that night that I
I did eat a Coke dealer, so I didn't have to worry about that. He
ate
got
it.
mad. He was insulted if I didn't leave his place with less than half a gram.
Holy shit.
Oh, and there went
Oh,
raccoon.
we
I
lost
scared him
Raccoon Man.
away.
Yeah, you did. You
Yeah.
have that's the thing about you, Six Drops. You
I've
know
done a
people.
lot.
Mm,
I've lived large. I'm not done yet.
Large Marge. Me neither.
I
Okay,
am far from done.
Mudbrooker says Percocet is oxycodone with
Oxycodone. Right.
Tylenol. Percodan is oxycodone with aspirin.
Ibuprofen. I'll be done. Or
Okay.
acetaminophen.
I didn't know. Boy. Okay,
What
here
do you
he is
know?
back. Well, welcome back,
I
Raccoon Man.
missed you, raccoon.
Turn on your mic. Are you muted?
Oh,
We
I
can't
got
hear
it
you.
on. I was just I had a message from my father there. I was looking at it.
You had a message from what?
My father, he just got out of the hospital. He's at like 80. Let's see, 85 now.
Oh,
So he's
Whoa,
been
you
having.
still have your dad. Oh,
I got my
yay.
mom and my dad,
Your
nice.
mom and your dad.
and I'm
Man,
62. I feel very blessed.
no kidding. Oh, I
I
Uh,
got
love
my
that.
mommy still.
he's
You
been
got your
on
mom.
blood thinners a long time, and he's had, at his age, he's leaking blood in his stomach
Oh,
from,
Oh,
continuous use after, 20 years of taking blood
yeah.
pressure and heart
Side effect.
medications. And
Yeah.
it's
But it kept
perfect.
him
so he's
alive.
leaking blood. He has to go get a transfusion, and he's gone twice and had a couple of small lesions cauterized. But they think it's more due to, your body wears out
Well,
taking
sure.
Yep,
It's only
taking
good for so many
well, blood thinner
trips around the
dilates
sun.
your vessels,
yep.
Yeah. Well,
relaxes
it
it.
also
Yeah.
thins the blood. That's why you bruise more easily and
Well, the
shit.
aspirin part of it is why you bruise and bleed so bad.
Well, all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Booze thins your blood.
Um.
They tell you
Yeah.
never get a tattoo when you're drunk because it
No,
messes with ink.
That's the only time I ever got a tattoo was when I was drunk. Isn't that interesting?
I never
It was
got a
still,
tattoo the whole time I was in service, and I'm a lifelong biker.
I
and
didn't
you
get a
never even
tattoo in the
did your
Navy.
own.
No, I
What
just ain't never seen nothing that struck me that, I wanted on my body forever. That was my
forever?
hang up.
Yeah, that is. It's forever. And many people who get those tattoos don't think of what happens next.
Hey, the
Well,
ones
I
20
sure
years
did.
ago that were gung ho for tattoos, they're making them dermatologist doctors rich for removing them with a laser now.
Oh, no kidding. No kidding. You walk down Wilshire Boulevard in Los Angeles, and there will be two tattoo removal places, upscale, of course. They have
Mm-hmm.
chandeliers, but yeah, in 2 blocks there will be two uh laser
Tattoo.
tattoo remove, and it costs an
It's
assload of
another.
money, and it hurts.
It's a number one growth industry.
I kind
Isn't
of
that
want one on
interesting?
my neck.
Well, the thing is, I always had this thing. They told us in basic, don't put something on your body because you don't know what station in life you're going to end up. And do you
Yep.
want to be excluded from something because you have that tattoo on?
Yep.
And I kind of took that to heart
Yeah.
because I didn't know where I was going to end up.
You're
Yeah.
far from
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, but you know what? These days, boy, I talk like an old person. Well, because I'm old. These days, people can walk into a job interview with full sleeves, up their neck and one of their eyes black because they had a tattoo in their eyeball, and they
Ugh.
still get the job.
I don't
Yeah,
see
but if
how, man.
someone was
Back in my
competing
day, you
against
could,
them, that
if you looked anything like a street person, a convict, or a sailor, most reputable places wouldn't hire you.
Well,
yeah,
okay, there's that, but I'm talking about, okay, all these tatted people, they walk in with $300 shoes on their feet, man, and they're clean and otherwise well groomed. They get the job. Okay, it's
yeah,
always
but
been. What?
most of the business owners that's got the good money is like mom and dad's age, and they look down and they're going to see a tattooed dude that's might have been a slightly more qualified, but they're going to see an unmarked individual, and they're probably going to take the uninked individual because they're of that particular lifestyle of being raised a certain way.
Well,
Exactly.
okay,
And
but
when the newer generation gets in and they're holding all the money and their business, then they can say, "Wow, that ink is cool."
yeah.
You're hired. But it just
It,
depends on who's, holding the money.
and the reason or the regional area too. It all, like here where I live, it all depends on who owns the company, what the market is. There's that to consider. It's not just like walking into what Mutual of Omaha and getting a job where you have to wear a suit and tie and but then there's this huge industry of off the wall businesses who and it's where the money is. Now the upcoming generation who has the money are the kids who dig tattoos and they want to relate to
But
somebody they're doing business with. So it's just I can't keep up with it. I'm glad I'm old. I want to check out before it gets any worse.
my dad had a tattoo and his brothers had tattoos, and a lot of my mentality is if they don't have a tattoo, they're probably not worth trusting. So
Uh,
there's that particular, if you've grown up with people who's got ink, you even have a different light on them.
Well, my ex-husband, worked in aircraft, and he made a nice living. We had an easy time when I was raising my kids. There was little strife for where's the next baloney coming. We had a good life. He had an anchor on his forearm. He had the name of his girlfriend tattooed on his. He had a Pachuco mark on his hand, and all that. He was hired. They didn't look at that stuff. So it all depends on the industry you're applying for. But these days, tats are more accepted than ever before. You know. Okay, I'm done. What you doing, raccoon man? What you doing there with your mic muted that we can't hear?
He's
What are you
being a
doing?
total gentleman because you cut him off and he didn't want to compete for the conversation.
Oh, geez, I cut somebody off. Oh my God, I've never done that before.
I'm guessing. I have no idea. I just talk.
You just talk, so you guys don't believe it.
Yep.
Whatever she said.
You're just mad because your ass is old.
I'm just mad because my ass is old. God, I miss Jiggy.
I do
Jeez.
too. God. I really wanted to I am him just to say, I miss you, but I thought, no, that's stirring the pot.
Story.
In case
Yeah,
one of his, like his mom saw it or his cousins or, someone
or
who,
or something, or
yeah.
something.
And then just,
Yeah, yeah. So, God, we've been on a long time. This was just another one of those out my ass shows, and we have no audience. Well, we do. Yeah. Well, well, did Eileen really leave?
oh, it was getting pretty raw. We've had a pretty interesting, um,
And who knows
Got
if
upset when I was talking. She got upset when I was talking about Sticky Ricky's animal session.
yeah. Does
oh is
PETA
oh,
get into that?
That
The
fucking
animal
gross.
protection people, do the animal protection people know
Oh,
about this maybe
they
stuff?
got it. They called all the way from all over the world. They called the people in London, and they come and check the dog out. I think they even sent him to a psychiatrist or something. Man, see if you fucked the dog's mind up.
Yeah, it's weird.
Jesus. Okay,
It
now, okay. I don't blame Eileen
weirdos.
for checking. I can't even.
It, you know.
I know. Okay. Oh,
Extra protein, maybe?
when I was younger, my best friend, uh, her husband was a cop, and he did this investigation because somebody, and this in a kind of a small town outside of LA. He never pulled his gun, ever, ever, ever. I don't think he ever shot his gun. But he went out on a call to this trailer park, and this guy had died. They did a welfare check-in. This guy had died, and he had chickens in the house. And this guy was on the sofa. He was laying there, and there was feathers, and there were feathers and blood. This guy was a chicken fucker, and that was the first time I'd ever heard of anything like that. This was back in the 70s,
Oh,
and
man.
I thought, Jesus, people do that, and sure enough, people do that. I can't believe it. Can't. Okay,
Why? What's wrong with like just a little lotion and a tissue? Like, what?
but
Why?
chickens have chickens have tiny apertures.
Oh my God, chicken lives matter, man.
Chicken lives matter. Fuck. No, wrong word, wrong term.
That's
Hollywood
terrible, man. He was
shower.
screwing chickens and died.
Yeah, and
Gross.
Very.
he died when he was fucking one of his chickens.
No way.
What a
He
way to
did?
go, man.
For real?
I bet the cops had a good laugh.
I don't know. I was only in my 20s when he told this story, and
Oh wow.
I went. And he was in
What?
his 60s, this old guy living in a trailer and had chickens living in there with him, and he fucked his chickens, and he died while fucking one of his chickens.
Had a heart attack.
I think that was it. But
That's karma right there.
I wonder if the chicken was still alive when he died.
no, there was a dead chicken on the floor. He said, "That's all I know about it. The chicken was
Gross.
dead. He was dead." And sort of like a tragic comedy thing.
Oh, he didn't shoot it
What
across
happened?
the room and stuck it to the wall.
What happened when it was just a guy and a girl having a good time, man? What the
Yeah.
fuck? Gotta have
I-
animals now?
No,
Uh,
not in my
uh-uh.
world, you don't.
Oh, mine either. But
God.
that was my first exposure to bestiality.
Mhm.
Yeah, but then my husband told about when he and his brother went down to Tijuana and they saw
A
a
donkey
lady
show.
donkey. Yeah,
Donkey show.
yeah. Oh, I
Um,
didn't
yes.
even. They tried to tell me about it, and I couldn't imagine. And so,
Oh, I got a good one. It ain't a donkey show. Well, no, that wasn't a donkey show. We were in Malaga, Spain, and what do you think of when you hear a dinner theater? What do you think?
A play
I've
while you
been
eat
to.
dinner.
I've been
Okay,
at a
okay,
dinner
that's
theater. Yeah.
yeah, that was in the context of what I was thinking, and it was. I thought medieval bullshit that was real popular in the 80s. The medieval fair. You go and eat like a
Oh,
Yeah,
king,
yes.
and
we have them
Renaissance
here. Yeah,
Festival.
yeah.
no, there's
I thought
also
that's kind of what
there.
it was. Oh no,
y-
no, 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 no. It was live sex shows while you ate dinner.
Oh,
Oh no.
what was for
I'm
dinner?
sitting here, and we were eating. I think we ordered paella or something. Yeah, paella. We had a lot of seafood and
With all
rice
that
and shit.
fish, yeah, paella, we
Yeah,
call it.
it.
Yeah.
Oh,
And we're sitting there eating, and the curtains, go up, and the lights go down in the restaurant, and then the lights go up in there, and you see a fucking bed, and that's it.
Okay.
A girl comes out, she's in her little nightgown, climbs up on the bed, and they're talking in Spanish, so you don't know what they're saying. A little while later, dude comes out. He got a towel wrapped around him. A little while later, another dude comes out, and then there's 4 or 5 dudes and 4 or 5 women, and
Oh man,
you're like, what the fuck?
every aperture. Yeah, during dinner, oh
I no problema.
All I can tell you was
Hablaba.
I'm
Hablo
from
español.
Louisiana. I'm not wasting my seafood. I ate a lot of them. Just sat there and stared. I was like, nah.
Digging
I
it,
paid
you dug right
$25
in.
for his fucking meal. I'm gonna get my money's worth.
He
Oh,
took
you
his
know what
plate and
I do?
left.
I'd pick up my plate and excuse myself and carry it out to the lobby and sit on one of the
You
couches.
couldn't have done it. The way it was set up. Like I said, we had
There's
no
your
idea
lobby.
what it was.
There's
We
no
thought it
lobby.
was a place you go eat, drink, and watch shows. You know, maybe girls dancing or theater or whatever.
Little
Had no
rendition of
clue.
Clue.
Theater means a whole different thing in Spain.
Oh,
Okay.
don't it
Okay.
ever.
Okay.
They didn't teach me that in Spanish class.
And I didn't know about that when I was stuck in the Madrid airport for 8 hours waiting for the next flight. God, my life has been limited.
Yeah, you could have went and got a meal.
Yeah, or go Tosca hopping. I never
was-
did that. I was afraid to leave the airport.
I was
Yeah.
one of those Mexican Americans that took Spanish and got a B.
Yeah, Castilian Spanish.
Yeah, the
Castilian.
Castilian is white.
Yeah,
European
Castilian.
Spanish.
Yeah,
You
that's
got
the elegant.
Moors.
I live in
Yeah.
LA and we street Spanish here.
Yeah, Dad's from
Mijo.
Chile. So
You
I did the
guys,
tapas crawl while I was over there. That was fun.
yeah.
You just
Were
go
you?
around from bar to bar, get a drink, eat something,
That's
go to the next bar,
that's
repeat.
Tosca. Tosca hopping. You called it what?
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 Huh?
Tosca hopping.
Tosca
Uh,
hopping.
the bars are
Tapas.
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 No, tapas.
Topis.
Okay,
Tapas.
the tapas is the dish. It's the actual food, but
No, you're thinking
it is
tapa.
Right.
it is
It's
served.
little snacks.
Yeah, like
It's
on little
served
stale
in
bread.
the Toscas, and Tosca, is a bar time Tosca
Okay.
during Tosca, and you have tapas. Yeah, but I
Right.
didn't do that. I just plunked myself in the airport, scared to leave it. I didn't do it.
It
I knew
it
it was
was a
in there.
hit and miss on the tapas. That's why you hop from one to the other. Because,
Sample each one, yeah,
yeah, and I mean,
and
at the
it's all
time,
on foot. You could like walk down the street and stop through
right,
place.
you just step from one bar, get out, and walk a few feet and go into another one. They're little
Isn't that
tiny
cool?
bars. I mean, there might be 20 people in them or 30, at the max.
Yeah, and lots of little snacky things. And
Right,
yeah,
and you
that's
buy
what
a
you go
drink.
for is the
Right,
snacks.
and that's why it's called tapas hopping. You're hopping from one place to get a next meal because say you go to one and he's serving squid. I don't
Yeah.
care for octopus or squid, so
Yeah,
I wouldn't eat
yeah,
at that place. I'd go to the next place and they have something else. I'd eat it,
yeah.
But the majority of it was canned salted like tuna and
Oh, really?
sardines and
Salmon,
yeah. It's a seaport town, so you're gonna eat nothing but fish.
oysters.
Huh. Huh. Yeah. Well, I didn't experience that. You guys, I'm gonna close this out. We've been on for 3 fucking hours, you guys.
Oh
Okay.
shit, man! We took some of Grampy's fucking content and ruined it, didn't we?
Yeah,
We
we
just
did.
fucked it all up. Yeah, and who knows what we've missed on the tube of you while we've been carrying my. Oh God, Raccoon Man! What you blow my mind. What a great visit this has been with you. Thank you for your
Well,
stories.
I enjoy telling those sea tales, and I'm glad I met Six Drop. She's in the Navy, so I sub to her page. I dropped out, sub to her page, and if she does live shit, I'll
Oh,
catch her.
Oh God, she does. Yeah,
I do artsy
watch.
fartsy stuff. It's pretty
Yeah,
boring.
watch for her big beak.
Was you in graphic arts?
I just do all kinds of like painting. That one thing I did that most of. If you see that art on my page, that's stuff I did.
Oh,
That
okay. I just was
recreation
asking
of
because I was in
animals.
when I got out of the Navy, I worked for about 7 years in the heat printing. You know,
Lithography?
I
Printing?
did heat offset.
No kidding. I was a linotype operator with hot lead casting. I set type. What? Dang. Holy shit.
Small
All
world.
right, I got to drop. I got somebody at the door.
And perfect
And
timing.
look out the peephole. Make sure who it is. Okay. Boy, 6 drop. Damn, 6 drops. What? How
Oh, that
fun
was
this was.
some brain candy for me. I haven't talked Navy stuff in like it seems like a million years.
Oh, and
That was such a treat.
listening to you guys talk, I was just absolutely blown away. Oh boy, this was a good show. Boy,
Who knew? I
who
had no idea
knew?
that raccoon served like that. It's so
I
cool to
I,
listen.
I don't.
And, if he knew what a shellback and a blue nose was,
Oh, and
he
being
was the true
on
blue
the
stuff.
equator and the mythology and shit, I had no fucking clue. You probably did, but I had no
Just
clue.
cute little passwords, and he just spunk up and read out the decree, and I've seen that decree with my own eyes, and I knew he had to buy a pretty price from that or someone, or it was bequeathed. But when he says, "Oh, I've got 3 or 4," and he's got his name on him, I believe he's got his name on. If he
Still
really went,
rolled up
there ain't no
his
stolen valor on that boy.
holy fuck.
Mm-mm.
This backwoods talking, very deceptive, you guys. Backwoods talking old dude, obviously without his dentures. And man, this is part of our history that we've never heard before. Jesus, what a treasure. What
Isn't
a
that
fucking
cool?
treasure. Jeez. You know what? I'm going to be thinking about this for a long time. Oh, okay, 6. I'm ducking out because I'm looking here at some day old supermarket sushi. And
I burned some steak on accident. I'm going to slather it in butter in the microwave and see if I can juice
that's
it
all
back
you
up.
that's
Love
all
you,
you
baby
need.
birdie.
Love you, big beaked fly bee. Okay, see ya.
Bye.
Bye.